Sometimes you'll get it on the first try. I don't know. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang. I'm Ben, right here on Sunday nights hanging. Yep. If you're new, please subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. We're hanging out with Trev and friends tonight. She's an edible episode, so some are partaking in things that are legal where they are, and I'm going to be partaking where things are legal where I am because I found this. So down at the pot shop or weed store, Better Buds. Let's give them a shout out. Nice. Trev's loaded up as well, and so we're going to try this similar to the 320 hang. If I see a soup, I'm eating a square of chocolate. And we've already got 30 people in here, and that's not including the 2 amps that Bo just got in today. They're fresh. They've got that new amp smell and everything. I'm just saying. We've got Half Ace in the chat. Sean Zimmerman. Yeah. Doug Strong. Jason Lindholm. Zach Thong. Charles 75N. Great to see ya. Jeff K. BC Rich 581. Hurt says, what pinball machine was that? I am not sure. Tim Thomas, Gear Junkie 35, some guy named Smytree, never heard of him. Nope. Thomas Santiago. Fun fact about Thomas Santiago, channel member under 2 accounts. I was looking at the channel members the other day. He's listed twice. So even the burner account member. He never wants to be seen without his toque, is what I'm saying. Apparently. Yeah. Modern Vintage made it. Good to see you, my friend. Blackjack Guitar. Who else do we have in here? A bunch of people talking to each other. That's cool. Unfucking believable. Awesome. Ferd Burfel, Billy Baloney, Joe Hervey 84, Martin Lemaire, Paul McNary. Of course, he's early. It's always early. JP Page 2 is in here. RJ the Mad One. Some guy named L&M Guitar Corner. Never heard of that channel. Never. Nope.
It's a great show.
I heard they do good things. Herb, a Fireside Studio, made homemade pizza. Nice. Ooh, excuse me. New name in the channel. MPF, just ate 3 tacos. I like your style. I like that. Going down the bottom, we've got EQ Music 10 in here as well. Oh, Leonard Ewing. Bozique. Brody's Jam Cave. LRM Guitars. Not affiliated with L&M Guitars. Different. But all welcome. Nice. Question for the chat. Thoughts on Sweetwater's new used site, considering it, but have some reservations. There we go. Mainly on how the chat's flying, and I keep trying to read this. Mainly on how it really doesn't appear to have other features of big sites. I wasn't aware. I'm guessing the gear section's based on Bo's returns alone. I'm just guessing.
I don't return to well, sometimes I do.
But hey, why not? And I will definitely do that. That we might even have 2 to start things off, Jim. Just saying. But as the American on the panel, Bo, she's in the foil. What are your thoughts on the Sweetwater use section?
Well, they have good stuff sometimes. I mean, it depends on the how much cheaper it is when you're looking at it and what's blemished about it too. Sometimes they don't even say, so you got to call up and ask what's wrong with it, what's blemished on it. Most of the time it's nothing. So. But like these amps, the EVH, I just thought that's a blemished one. It's from the clearance section. So.
Nice.
So that was
like New Jersey.
100 less.
New Jersey. Oh, cheers to that. So that's white chocolate, Ben?
Yeah, cookies and cream. And you can really taste the shatter.
Super deluxe.
Jason Lindholm, thank you very much. Want to thank you and Steve from Boston. Got a Kramer Beretta special in purple this week. Love it. Your video swayed me on it. Awesome.
Oh, good.
Okay, so BC Rich 501 says, I'm thinking from a seller's perspective, not a buyer. Non-Sweetwater people allowed to put up stuff for sale on the site as well? Is that how it works?
Well, that I didn't know.
If you give them a commission, they're going to let anybody come on.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't eliminate all the charges that like reverb don't have.
That'd be nice.
Membership has its privilege.
Scarby's lurking. Yep, you can definitely. That tastes like a chocolate bar with weed in it. That's okay.
Now, is it the TV?
Isn't it what it's supposed to be?
Oh, it is. Hey, Marsman. Good to see you, my friend. Terry's 3Gs here. No, it's not a cookie, Terry. Chocolate bar.
Chocolate wafers.
Oh, new pedal day for Unbelievable. He's got a 74 Deluxe.
Nice.
Well, it makes sense he'd have one first. He lives the closest.
I'm surprised he didn't have one before the release already.
There, Ben, the other day.
Philip Ashby says, is there anything wrong with a chocolate bar with weed in it? No.
Yeah. I guess maybe if your mom got into it, but other than that.
Ryan Hall made it.
Ryan? Yeah.
Zach Thong had a T-bone steak, baked potato, and mushrooms for dinner.
Saw a picture. Eddie had the cob of corn, too.
Sounds like a good thing.
A little bit
Nice.
charred, so he grilled that. Looked good, Zach. Looked good. T-bone is my
What's up,
jam.
Aaron? Aaron from Elvis Band here. All right, let's see how the orange is going to work with the chocolate. I didn't really think that through. Oh, yeah.
How's the whiskey, Martin? Martin's sipping some 23-year-old single cask strength, delicious-looking whiskey.
It
I
is
think
delicious.
Well, you said it was actually 1995, so that'd make it like,
Yep.
what, 27?
Yeah,
It doesn't age
it
in
was.
the bottle, though.
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
was bottled in
The barrel,
2008.
the bottle, the clock stopped.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it was bottled in 2018. It's a Tobermory from Tobermory's, I think, Speyside.
Right.
It's
Where's John DeShane? That's up his alley. Paging.
Hey, Keith H.
John DeShane to the white courtesy telephone.
Nice.
And
Well,
yeah,
apparently
it
I
has-
ate 4 squares already because I forgot. You know, you just have it there, and I just eating it. Oops.
lots of
All right.
vanilla and a hint of chocolate as well.
Nice.
So
Yo, Tom Raines. I feel like I'm drooling. I'm not drooling, but I feel like I'm drooling. That's good. That's going to make for a good show. So, I have a question for Bo before I forget. I'm assuming you got 2 H heads, the 6L6 and the EL. Which do you prefer?
Well, the 34 is not here yet. The 6L6 is here, but I got the Soldano is here as well.
Ooh, the little Soldano.
The little one.
Nice.
Larry Mitchell talked me into it, so I didn't even try it yet, so I don't know. But the cables are heavier than the amp, so far. So, but I heard it was really good, so I got one just to check it out, you know.
Sure.
But the other one is
That's
not
cool.
here yet. It should be here by Wednesday, I think.
Nice. That'd be the Backsaver model for sure. That's the Backsaver model.
So
On the opposite of... Go ahead.
I think the XL6 is the American version, and the EL34 is probably the British. So I'll see what the difference is. You know?
Mm-hmm. There's Jane. Nice. BC Rich has been sipping his way through a 10-year-old single, Glen Moringy.
From Morangi's good stuff.
There we go. Absolute Mayhem's here. Great to see Mayhem.
Always
great to see him.
Mm-hmm. I was going to mention, I saw RJ Ronquillo posted, he's got some amps for sale. His Morgan AC20 is up for sale, and his 1967 Fender Super Reverb.
Why? Huh.
I would really like that Super Reverb if I didn't have to move it or ship it.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
John DeShane says the EL34 is better, apparently, Bo.
Is it?
Well, proof will be in the pudding. Do that shootout. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's Hip Metalworks.
Hip, good to see you again.
I think he listed it, BC Rich, just on Facebook. He was going to put it up on Facebook Marketplace. I think he's not looking to ship. That's my guess. However, I always figure something out. Nashville's not that far from Maryland.
Well, no, he should be able to sell it quickly if it's in Nashville.
Exactly. One would think, but then again, with everybody going with silent stages, I don't know. How easy is it to sell a super reverb?
Did you sing the Thomas Santiago song? I don't know if I heard you say that. Maybe I wasn't there.
Thomas Santiago. Thomas Santiago. And Josh Tamberg joining in as well. From Iowa, I believe. I think he's an Iowan, like Randy Crooks. 7.5 hours. That's a fine drive for a super reverb. I was trying to think. I can send you RJ's email address if I think of it, BC Rich. If you email me, that'll trigger me to send you RJ's email, which I think is public or not. Yeah,
8 hours is a comfortable
RJ's
day.
Guitarama at Gmail or something like that. I don't know.
I could do 8 to 12 hours driving in a day. 8 hours is a good start. 12 hours, you got to kind of tap out.
Iowogian. He's an Iowogian. All right. Iowogian. Josh says, I'm 60 miles from Nashville, so my brain cells are wasted. I think you can say that for several postings. I'm thinking Hawaii would be a start. Maui Wowie being what it is. My niece hurt says, how hard is it to make those cheap Kramer guitars into a hardtail? I don't like wiggle sticks. Easy. Crank in the trem claw. Mash it down. Good to go. If you want, you can stick a block in there or a trem stop. Just wedge a block in there.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
I put a block on each side in this thing. It ain't going nowhere, but you can't adjust the height either because it is wedged in there.
I see that. Your claw doesn't look too even either.
Even Steven, even. It's got to be.
It's blocked anyway.
If your crank is pull harder, you got to compensate for that, right?
Yeah. Hey, Fruitcake Tony.
Hey, Tony. I was pretty happy about Casters earlier today when rolling out this Peavey freaking cabinet to pair up with Marshall cabinet.
Gary comments, pink erasers work as well, too. That's true.
But they got some squish to them. A little bit.
Mr. Anderson 59 reports in you can still crank a super at any decent bar in northern Illinois. That's good to know. I had a feeling because Aaron likes to crank it up when he gigs, and he's in northern Illinois. I assume northern. He's only like half hour south of Chicago. I don't know if Illinois really curls up around a lake or something like that. That I don't know. My niece hurt says, holy shit, no way I could physically move a 150-pound amp even if it was on wheels. That's what roadies are for.
That's right.
I've really played.
Wheels. So.
It's like there's a guy working at a bar and he's new, and he's the guy that comes out and says, hey, need a hand loading anything in? You go, yep, that amp right there.
Yeah.
Every
I
time.
used to walk all rounds back in the day. They had free drinks. So.
Yep. Hey, Eddie and Haskell.
I've recently played a nice amp that was really, roadie friendly. Mm-hmm. It was a Laney Cup 12.
Ooh.
Have you heard of that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really affordable, and that thing was, you could lift it with your pinky. It was so light, and it was loud. You can see it on, I think, one of the last videos where we were jamming in that store. Just playing through that one.
Nice.
I think I
Want to
mentioned
welcome
it before,
some
but
Dave Dude. Who else did I see pop in here? Marcy. Nice. We got 54 people in here. Please leave a thumbs up if you haven't already. Helps albums or something. I don't know.
spins the wheels.
Pokes the
For
hamsters.
For portability, I still want a 112 speaker for this little DSL-1. You know, that's a perfect take it and go kind of situation. The thing's got a loop on it. I haven't packed the pedals in the suitcase. Away you go. But it's which speaker do you use for a single one? Do I build it or do I buy something? If you do the math on buying the speaker and building the box, you save yourself quite a bit of money, depending on where you get the wood and what kind of tool you got to be able to perform such a task. But,
well, to quote Red Green, to find good wood at a good price, most construction sites after hours is a great source of affordable wood.
Make it out of pine, 2x4 spruce. You got to have the Baltic birch plywood. I mean, a sheet of that's probably going to be $150, $200. So.
Probably. Eddie Van Haskell says, I used to have a high watt stack and I needed a team of large oxen to move it to gigs.
No joke.
Yeah, but I bet you it sounded great.
I bet it did. There's Muggany. Billy Baloney says, nothing in this universe is as heavy as an Ampeg 810.
I got to believe it.
I don't know. The original
keep
Marshall
going.
cabs until, what was it, Pete Townsend told Marshall, maybe you want to cut your cab in half and make it 2 cabs. Those 812s are a bit big. Man, 12.
And put wheels on it.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking, like, and they're British. What British vehicle's big enough to haul more than one 812 cab? Right?
The old flatbeds.
You got a flatbed lorry for your amp cabs?
That's right.
Jeez. Yeah, I'd be curious to see that. John Deschain says, if you're not willing to haul it, the gig's not worth it. That's true, because I played a few gigs where I had extra gear out just because it was a cool gig.
I also believe in work smarter, not harder. So if you can pull off pretty good tone from something that's half the size, a 212 and a 20-watt head, and you're playing in a bar instead of like a arena or some shit, your back will thank you at the end of that gig, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Terry Himes is here. Good to see Terry in here. He says, love the red-green reference. You're more than welcome. Says, had a silver-faced twin, JBL, swore I'd never own a 212 again after that thing. Not to mention paint peeling loud. But I'm getting old, so yeah. I get it.
That's what old is.
Don't make me come over there with tequila, John.
That's okay. It took
It's like
John,
a
what,
Christian-
20 minutes of watching Pete Thorne before he realized Pete wasn't in his studio. I was like, did you get into my stack? Like, speaking of, it was funny because I was talking to Pete, and at first was on Friday. He was talking about going live from the airport, but then he's like, my flight leaves at 9:30, and I'm thinking, that's Pacific time. That's like, you're done your show 5 hours before flight time, so you don't need to do it. So they did it from home, which was cool.
Talking Today's Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he had to leave right away to go to the airport.
So you had an hour packing, and then that would have taken him till. Yeah, I was like, dude, you have lots of time. But it's weird because I was chatting with him while he was on tour about shames and stuff, trying to coordinate so I'd be around so I wouldn't have to rely on Trev to text me. He's like, Pete's live, where are you? One of those situations. And he's telling me all these times in Pacific. I'm like, dude, you're in North Carolina. You're in Eastern time. I'm in Eastern time. Let's talk in Eastern time zone. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go live at about 10:30 in the morning. I'm like, what? No, you're not. Oh, you're talking Pacific time. Hey, Lucky Sevens. Good to see you. Hit Metalworks has gummies. Nice. I may partake in another piece. Oh, we do have another piece. I only ate 3 pieces so far. Well, make it 4. Muzzle. Doug Santinello, I think. Doug Santinello. Yep. See what you all are talking about. Speaker cabs, of course.
Ryan Hall, always having a good time, brother.
Some Dave dude recommends a black orange PPC 108 guitar cab, speaker cab would look good with that mini Marshall. That's the little 1.8 mini. I know those. They're a little potent.
Right?
Mark Tav says he has absolutely no trouble at all carrying very heavy stage gear. Ben has witnessed a lot of heavy gear hauled onto stages by this old guy. Yeah, because I don't have light gear. Doug, you do need gummies. Everybody needs some gummies. John Deshane's asking if you've given the amps a rip yet, Bo.
The EVH I did quickly. She doesn't have any reverb on it yet or anything, so I had to dismantle some of the stuff over here, so I didn't get a chance yet to hook everything up. So by tomorrow I will. I'll let you guys know.
Nice. Modern Vintage recommends running the EVHs at 117 volts. Really makes a difference. Way better feel. Nice. Hey, there's Sir Lawrence of the Pedals.
Hey, Lawrence.
Unbelievable was already bragging on his 74 Deluxe he's already got. So, Josh says, send me gummies. My state sucks. I can't send internationally. Marcy says, the Ampeg Rocket Base series is pretty good, and they're super light. I'm not familiar with them. I'll have to check them out. Doug Strong comments, I watched some motorsport on purpose for the first time today. Thought you might be proud of me, Ben. I'm very proud of you, Doug. Did you watch rain during an auto race? Because I'm guessing it was the race that was supposed to start last night, then there was the rain, so then they started it this morning, and then there's the rain, and then they kept running it this afternoon due to the rain. They didn't start the Xfinity race at 10:30 at night on Friday night. That's crazy. But what are you going to do? Okay, so Hip Metal Works just ate half of 100 milligram gummy, so he's catching up fast. That's good. Apparently, Gear Junkie 35 is bringing his last 500 milligram adult candy, Pop Rocks with a little something. No, that's Pop Rocks with a lot of something.
Something.
So what's that
Marcy's TV only recorded the rain. Yeah.
What's the record? Who's holding the record for eating those things?
Send Hip a link.
You should send Hip a link if he's doing that. Gear Junkie too, for that matter, if he's eating that much. I'm going to have another piece, because why not? You know, we're 25 minutes in. Might as well go for a fifth. Oh, there we go. Doug Santinello says he went to the Indy 500 once in his life, the second rain out in history. All right. Jason Lindholm asked, what's my thoughts on iRacing? Dig it. It's got to the point where it's really, really close, physics-wise. The only drawback is you have people that are now turning pro as a result of running in it, but you know, you don't get to do a reset if you wreck in real life. So John says he's drinking, so he'll join if there's room. Well, that's okay.
Send him one too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also just drinking.
And Doug watched the F1 race from Spa. Great track. JP Page 2 says, I find anything over 100 milligrams is too much for me. Well, that's because you're human. Lucky Sevens is eating gummies as well. Jeez, everybody's eating tonight. Nice. Unbelievable asks a question for Martin. Favorite piece of new gear and why?
Oh, that's a hard one. I've had very few ones recently because I was holding back. But I had very different gear that I've bought. So one was the Zoom Live Track, the mixer with the DI.
Mm-hmm.
And that one will help us a lot on the channel. At least I hope so. Fairly confident in that one because we can go with the mics directly into it, record everything while we have 2 capture racks on it, so we can also record jams or do it on a live stream. So that one is, certainly also very high on my list. And Lawrence already mentions it, and I think Unbelievable was also referring to that one, the Lucent. I haven't had the time to play it much. After last left, I was on vacation, so I've played it a little bit. I really love it. I really love how it gives that growl on the edge of breakup when you give it that little breakup. Very much like my JTM does. It's not that it has this hissing noise when it starts to break up. It really comes from the chest and does this really well. So and I think I'm more the kind of guy for the toggle switch down, I think, because it has a little less boost, and but I have to play with that one more to really have an educated opinion on it. But in general, I love it, and it does exactly what I hoped it would do. And that one will go into the rehearsal room that I have at work, because there we only have the New X MG30s, and I don't like any of those models on the edge of breakup that one can do. So either you have to have it on high gain or totally clean. The in-between stuff.
Unbelievable. Switch up, always up. Well, it depends on what you're running it into, right? It all depends on what you're running it into. And I want to say hello to Stephen Douglas. Jesus. And Josh says, my Earthquaker device is after loving it. So that's a new piece of gear for him. And there's Hip, a.k.a. Ken.
Ken,
Hey, Ken.
Yay!
So and another piece of gear I've got recently is that custom the Defender amp. Of the 5-watt Class A amp with just the volume knob, and I got that one for $30. So
nice,
with a 1x12 cab. So it was a no-brainer to get that one. And
so apparently you can pick up a 112 cap for $30, Trev. Just saying.
that's pretty cheap.
That'd be the ticket, right
You
there.
can get that
I get just about anything to try at $30, right? I mean, smash it with a hammer if it doesn't work, and have $30 worth of fun smashing it with a sledgehammer. So,
Sure.
and they still have a working amp that's really doing fine. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Joe Hervey asks, are the guys from Tone Talk still going to be on? Yes, 1 week from tonight, we will have Mark and Dave from Tone Talk on. So, lots of...
That'll be a good show.
John Deshane's already offered to co-host.
There you go.
Doug Strong comments, there's a custom shop Strat, custom shop Strat, as in Stratocaster, on Kijiji for $2,500 this week. You can find deals. Yeah, that's like less than half the price of a new, because they're over $5,000 new. We're going to be seeing new shop Strat on the next Zoom call, Doug. Mr. I'm not going to buy anything, because if you do, that's different, because that's a deal you can snag on.
Yeah, even if
And Billy Baloney offers $31 for the cap, for the 112 cap.
That's 2,500 Canadian. Or is that American?
2,500 Canadian. So that'd be about $2,000 US. Is that Polly Walnuts? Nice. All right, I'm going for another piece. Mazel. He's even at, what are we up to, 60? You can justify it, Doug. Talk to me. We can justify it. There's John.
Hey, John.
Hello, John.
Now, can you
Yep.
Volume up a little. There.
Doug says I'm on a no buying shit agreement with the wife right now.
Me too, actually.
Yeah.
I've just ordered something today.
Oh. What'd you order?
A mono gig bag for the 335 plus another guitar, electric guitar. So the dual gig bag.
Nice. See, that's something you need, though. So that's fine.
I'm not going to say anything. I got my eye on a lot of things. So.
Yeah. When don't you?
I don't know.
I get it.
It's that disease,
Yep.
Get yourself a Friedman bow and you'll be done.
Well, that's still on my list. I think next one I'm going to get is a Germino amp.
Yeah. Yep.
I've seen it on the internet, and it sounds really good. So,
They do. Yeah. No, I would have one too. Absolutely.
So I might get one of those next. And then I got an eye on a Firebird that I've seen that Carter's has. If somebody doesn't snatch it before I get to it, but there's a Firebird that I like. So, it's a 2000. I think it's a 2008.
Nice.
Yeah,
Let's see. Doug Santinello was asking, which location, Ontario? Yes. Probably if you search like the Greater Toronto area, Hamilton area, you'll find it. Mark, 6 pieces so far. Yeah, we'll eat the whole thing tonight. There's no treading lightly with me. Tread lightly. The guy's known me longer than anybody. He should know better than anybody. Never tread lightly.
Did you guys all watch Tone Talk the other night?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was great.
I did.
That was an amazing show.
That was a good one.
I actually, I think I told you that I put the Halo back on my board. I'm going to do some further investigation with that.
Well, I bought one that night. I told Ben to buy one. So I don't know.
I bought one a week or two before because Dave
So yes,
said,
Ben,
"Buy it."
I'm going to have another thank you card from Sweetwater.
There you go. Yeah.
The only reason I didn't order one is because I'm pretty sure Rob's not back from vacation at Tesi. I didn't want to bug him while he's on vacation.
Well, hang tight, Ben. I might be able to. I'm not going to be a guy with 2 delays on his board, so I'm pretty sure that I'll move the Halo along. So I'd be happy to give it to you at a nice discount.
You don't like it, John?
I do, but it's very focused on what Andy does, which is great. It sounds epic, but.
And that's kind of what I want to do, so that works for me.
Yeah, absolutely right. But I mean, it I like the old SDE 3000 bit of mod on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just your typical quarter notes and that kind of thing. And it's not as easy to pull up in a Halo. And I really like the tap, having tap tempo and a screen where I can see where I'm at in beats per minute and that kind of thing. it's a great sounding pedal. It sounds every bit as good as any Strymon or Empress or any of the high end pedals I've ever had. It sounds wicked, and it's true stereo, Ben. So
Right.
yeah, you can do what you want with it. And I signed a level just like Andy does to my volume pedal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. So you can swell in and out, and you can how much of that you want, how little. It's great, but it's it's just too much Andy for me.
I get it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Royal City Wrecker says, "Hey Ben, just came back from Crystal Beach on Lake Erie. Killer. Nice." One what? Michael Chris says that'd be the Keeley Halo. Stephen Douglas asks, "Where's the best deal on a Halo?" Well, technically, everybody's supposed to be price matched because that's the way it works in the internet world. However, if you go to TesiSwitch.com, where they sell Keeley pedals as well, you can plug in the Canucks coupon code and save 15%. Just saying.
I got mine at Mojo.
Nice.
Mojo was, it was same price as everybody else, but it was free 2-day shipping. So
About the same price as the 500s, right?
no, 500 is around $500 new, and the Keeley I think is just north of 300.
Okay.
I think it was 329 or something like that. I can't remember.
That's actually cheap. Yeah. List at Long and McQuaid was 400.
Yeah. So like I said, I got it cheap. So
Yeah.
chances are, Ben, you can probably get it even cheaper from me than you could from
Wow.
Tesi.
No kidding. Yeah. I'm not going to say
that-
store cost. I can't say publicly what store cost is at Long and McQuaid, 231 Canadian. But anyways, I didn't see that or say that. Nope.
I've
Steve
really had
Douglas-
good luck with that Electro Mojo music. They've been
Unbelievable asks for the panel. Thoughts on the Moore Devin Townsend pedal? I'm not aware of the pedal.
I know Devin. I do know Devin.
Mhm.
I actually loaned him my 5150 block logo back in the Ocean Machine days when he was recording that album. And I do know that he is absolutely anal about tone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I would unabashedly support that. Even though it's and I watched, if you go look at the pedal show guys, type in Devin Townsend and pedal show, and you'll see a good demonstration of it, and it sounds great. It really does.
Yeah, the delays and chorus and reverbs are going to sound stellar, right up the top.
Yep. It's complex as hell, but
No doubt. Does Devin still have that jam spot out in Poco?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Devin since the Lunatic Fringe was happening. So
Been there.
a lot of years ago.
Yeah.
That was an interesting place. Had the two levels.
Actually, no, I talked to him when he opened for King's X. That
Oh, man, when was that?
20.
That would have been stellar.
Yeah. It was at 341, Club 340, 321 or 341 on Cordova, I think it was. Downtown.
Apparently, Unbelievable has the pedal. He says, disappointing shimmer, though. That's the one thing he doesn't like, apparently. Okay.
Shimmer's kind of one of those things that you either like it or don't. Eh?
Yeah, I know my Hydra does it. There was a knob I haven't been turning on. Well, I never read the manual, right? I just hooked it up and started using the thing. And a month later, I find, if I turn this, it does stuff. Imagine that.
One thing that Boss has in the ED500 is that Tetra delay. That does some pretty cool things. It's different than most of the shimmer type of,
Bozique, I thought I said hi to you earlier. Sorry, Bozique.
I thought you did too.
Got 68 folks in here. Nice.
And Iroxy Blues.
Yeah. Devin
Also made it.
Townsend and King's X. Wow.
T.
That
Ricky.
would be cool.
Good to see ya. Boner Jams. He says, check out this orgy of guitar knowledge. And more male love. Okay. Happy Sunday evening, everyone. Have a great week. This is Boner Jams, host of the Under the Bus Network, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Under the Network on YouTube.
Awesome, Boner.
On that note, I shall eat some more because Mazel, super chat and all.
Always something like so.
So I'm trying to pare down my 15 pedals, and I've been I got rid of the Origin Effects Revival Drive, which is basically the ultimate Marshall in a box. So the two overdrive pedals I'm keeping is the Embers and the Pantheon, which is King of Tone or Prince of Tone, the Blues Breaker circuit. That's it. I've gotten rid of the SD1. I've gotten rid of the revival drive. Because 98.9% of the time I use my amp drive, right? But when you need it, the Embers is great. A little boost.
I agree. Trev's putting up the stats. So hello, Trev, here for a sec. The edible dosing chart. All right.
Serious
So
impairment, coordination, and perception can cause unpleasant side effects, including nausea, pain, and rapid heart rate. That's me, the rapid heart rate. Who's it for? Experienced high-tolerance THC consumers. Trev. Patients living with cancer, inflammatory disorder, or conditions necessarily of high doses. Trev. You don't have cancer, though.
You're
So
muted, Trev.
we're already 70. So
what you're saying is we're baked.
I don't know. Are you guys baked?
Not I.
Inflammatory disorders? Sure. Well, yeah, I got aches and pain. Let's go with that. That sounds legit.
It's got to make those hands feel good, Ben.
Or just not feel them.
That same thing.
That's fine. Yep. I have hands. Hey, Christopher Live Sour. I was going to say, speaking of Embers, John, the Embers into the LPD 55 is a very nice tone combo.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm so goddamn spoiled with my amp. I don't need anything. I really don't. I could get rid of the Embers and it'd be just fine. But the Embers is great when I want to I'll take the Plexi channel and I'll just get it to edge a breakup and then add the Embers on top of it and your blues lawyer all day long, Mark Knopfler's dirty stuff, a little bit of Lord Gilmore's kind of tone coming out of it. It's great. It really is.
Christopher Live Sour says, I need a concert because it's been a week. That guy goes to so many shows. It's awesome.
Isn't somebody playing at Freedom Hill? Pine Knob? I thought somebody is.
Paul Ewing says he's down to a paltry 60 pedals. I draw the line there. That's not much for you. That's very little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 11 for me.
Modern Vintage says to John, the Embers is great, especially with a 100 Deluxe on channel 2.
Absolutely. There you go, buddy. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I run what do you run your gain at on channel 2? Because I'm about 6.
Weighs up to almost 150 pedals. That's fine.
Hey, there you go, Chris.
Man.
Scorpions, but
Yeah.
the other band's not playing. Whitesnake is not playing with Scorpions.
No.
My gain channel's at high noon.
I think
gain
the
channel
900 is a little more gainy, actually, than the BE channel.
Well, John, you'll notice I brought the PV down here because I figured what would be better than a 412 is two 412. So they're both 16. Flipped it over to 8. Got them both plugged in, but you still sitting right between them both. All you hear is the Marshall. I had to go up close to the PV to even hear it making sounds. So
what's in your PV?
300
Speakers.
watts. You got Sheffield 1200 EVH in the 5150 cab, and then you got the G12T 75.
75s or 65s in your
75.
Yeah. That's been a great cab. I used that for years gigging the G12 75s.
See here. Michael Chris says, I refuse to inventory my pedals. Ignorance is bliss. I get it. I didn't know how many I had till I was asked a month or two ago. And yeah. Billy Baloney asks, when is the Nice Drive A Deluxe coming out? Well, for that to happen, I'd have to, first of all, think of a different circuit to put in there because it's for the Deluxe, it'd be 2 circuits.
Or you could buy 2 Nice Drive A's.
Good. That'd be so much boost. Oh my god, that'd be so much boost.
I know.
Here's 30 decibels, and then here's another 30 decibels. It's all the decibels. Oh, my ears are ringing just thinking about it.
Scotty, I don't think Full Tone's closing down. I think he's moving state.
Yeah, and he will figure out how many pedals he has to build a year to keep his copyrights.
Yep.
He'll build the bare minimum to be able to do it.
And I think he'll actually come up with some pretty good stuff.
Yep. Modern Vintage says for rock, faint stuff between 6 and 8 for gain, 5 to 6 for more stringy feel, higher volume, 7 to 8 for more modern metal type gain, saturation on for the tight, detuned tone, low sat position for more gain like JBE.
Right? Yep, that's bang on, really. I have all the switches on the back off except for the C45. I love that C45 switch.
Mm-hmm. All right, see you, Paulie. Rest up, my friend. Lawrence Cash comments, at this moment, literally, I have a Nice Drive A into an ODR1. Nice. Leo. Soft go. Let's see here. Unbelievable says, Nice Drive A with a flanger. Or would it be a phaser? Switchable. So you can have it before or after.
I'll put it through the...
You always put that stuff into your drives.
Yeah.
I've always done it that way.
Never used my FX loop. I have one.
I use it for delay because I got a channel switcher, right?
Right.
So you have to, otherwise the delay goes crazy. And I use it for my micro pitch, which is chorus, and reverb. Other than that, everything's in the front. So phase 90's in the front, flangers in the front, and then drive and boost.
Makes sense. Let's hear Adapt. Hello, Adapt. Welcome. Couldn't believe how fast Full Tone's OCDs went up, considering they sold like 300,000 of them. That's people trying to make a quick buck, as far as I'm concerned. You know, that's like all the people that stockpiled tubes when we thought there was going to be a tube shortage.
That's me. I did that.
I did too, but I didn't know there was going to be a tube shortage. So.
He was just putting in his yearly order.
Yeah, but I've got 50 tubes, and you probably have 300, folks.
No, I don't know.
300
I got all my kids looking in the boxes now and pulling everything.
Yeah, he's got the Wing C and the old Svetlanas and all those stuff.
Yeah. Is General Electric a good tube? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just got a pair of KT66 for my JTM. As a spare.
There you go.
Absolutely modern vintage. That's where I use the Embers. But I don't have my gain on 10. I have it in the Plexi channel. I have it on around just before the bright switch turns off. So between 6 and 8, I guess.
John, are you running an attenuator as well?
Me?
Yeah.
No need. Absolutely not. Dave's master volume is unbelievable. So what I do is I'll run the master volume up around 7 or 8.
Right.
So that's pushing the power amp, right?
Right.
And then I'll just use my channel volumes to keep it reasonable. And that's total power amp distortion and stuff. But I like it both ways, honestly. I really do. I like some preamp distortion.
Glorious when we stretch her legs out every once in a while.
Modern, I run a Variac, the one that Dave suggested with the panel, and I run it at 117 volts all the time.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. And you can tell because my house voltage will go from 114 to like 127. And as soon as it starts cooking, because the Variac will just limit it. So if it goes up, it'll still go up. Once I get past 120, you can hear it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, modern vintage, absolutely. yeah. We're having a little love fest here.
I see that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's great to see modern vintage here.
He's great. He always adds awesome stuff to Tone Talk and Pete's show and this show. So
I agree.
Quite like that dude.
Yeah.
Or girl.
You're a cool dude, modern vintage.
Or girl.
Or girl. That's true. We don't judge.
I doubt it, though.
Now, based on my analytics, I doubt it too. Unless you're part of the 1.4%.
Yeah, no, this is firmly a sausage fest.
That identify as a
Will any generic
just-
$70 Variac from Amazon do the trick? That's a good
You know
question.
what? Who's this? Who's asking?
Mr. Anderson.
Can they send me an email through my channel? I guess they could, because I'll
Sure.
give you the exact link for the one that Dave Friedman recommended me, and it's been flawless. And it cost me $56 from Circuit Specialists, I think, in the States.
price is right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah. So send me an email if you can, or send Ben one, and he'll send it to me or something.
We can do that.
Your lawyer is
Do you power your
do
pedals through the same Variac? Dane of New Jersey asks.
No, separate altogether. So
Good idea.
what I do is I run amp into the Variac, and then from the Variac into a Furman conditioned power source,
Mm-hmm.
so it's clean. So there's very low noise floor on it.
Most
And
of
the
power
Furman
supplies now
it's not a rack thing or anything. It's a fucking power bar, and it was, I think, $60 for the thing,
Nice.
and it'll surge protect and all the rest of it. So it'll do everything that you need it to do before it even hits the amp. So
Right.
you're not blowing fuses in your amp unless you've got a bad tube or something, right?
I should probably do that, but that sounds
Cool.
like responsibility.
insurance.
And you know what? I might sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I asked Dave all these questions. And
That's okay. And you relay the info here, and that works for me.
no, he's such a great guy, for information. You ask him, and right away, he's back at it.
That's true.
And I have a Buxom boost at the end of my chain, modern vintage. Absolutely.
Michael Crow says 0.4% if you don't count Amanda. Yep. Who, by the way, deserves a gold star. Much booze for moderating Phil's live on Friday. Yeah, I missed that. I was doing some other stuff that I would be done in time that I could catch Tone Talk, because Andy Timmons is one of my favorite players, and I always forget how much I love his playing into plays.
Yeah.
So what we have to figure out here as a community is how
Thanks, Terry.
Andy got that tone to come through like that. I don't think it's as hard as we think.
It's not.
I think it's just
No.
SM57 or two of them into an interface, and
After
Yeah, he
that-
had just a mixer board sitting there. You
Yeah.
could see his mixer board sitting there. It was just a regular, it looked like a Yamaha mixer board or something like that. But
because wouldn't it be great if we could be on here like this and
there's
just
two cabs.
pull up the guitar and play?
we could if we disabled echo cancellation on everybody's channel, and you'd all have to be wearing headphones to avoid the echoes and stuff like that.
Right.
But it is possible to do it because it raises the headroom so you don't get that compressed underwater sound.
How did Andy do it then yesterday? Or he,
He was
he
wearing
said
headphones.
he had a cabinet in another room mic'd
There
up,
you go.
and it was
Yeah.
fucking loud. Same as
Yeah,
Tim
but the
Ford,
echo
same as
part,
Pete Thorne. All these guys got their cabinets in isolation rooms.
But
and they
Pete
mic them
doesn't.
up.
Pete
They
doesn't
run it
play
back
live.
to
No, there's
Freaking-
something more to it, Trev. There is, and I think it's taken the line out of something like the Captor X or the
Right.
reactive load or something, and then going right into, just like I would do it front of house, right?
You can do it.
Plug my amp into the two notes and XLR out to the front of house. So
It's all about headroom. And then you basically, as long as you send the signal in at line level, you'll never exceed that headroom anyway. Larry Mitchell's done the same thing. He's played on StreamYard here, whether it be on my channel or on Dave's channel when we had him on. He got to work. I was like, how the fuck are you doing that?
Modern Vintage has a question about Wizard amps. I played one at years ago, and it sounded absolutely killer. It was. At the time I had a Bogner. Was it a 101B or something? The Ecstasy, and I played it side by side with the guy's Wizard, and the Wizard just absolutely wiped the floor with it. The only issue with the Wizard was it's very, very stiff, very, very honest. So if your chops aren't on absolute point, it's going to show it. But they were fantastic sounding amp.
Unforgiving.
Very unforgiving.
Zach Thong says, I only have 2 amps, a Fender Frontman 25R solid state amp, and a Fender Acoustic Sonic 150 amp. Nice. Hey, works for you.
That's it, right? Play with the toys you have. Turn
You don't
them
need
out.
much. If you're happy with what you're having, I don't have many amps either, so.
As long as I can hear myself. It doesn't really matter what I'm playing through, but as long as I can hear myself, yeah, all's good.
And Philip Espy says,
Put you right on
doesn't,
the brink of feedback, and we're rocking.
Right.
doesn't Tim Pierce use a cap in an isolated room mic'd up?
Very loud.
And
And
yeah, he
Pete
has
Thorne does as well.
Downstairs.
yeah,
He
he
does
has a
a
separate
mixture of
room
both.
downstairs, I think.
He and Pete both do the same thing. You record a mic'd cab in an isolated area. Also throw your signal through the virtual, let's say 2 notes, whatever, some IR, I don't know, silicon chips. You got your digital and your analog. Phil McKnight, the same thing. And then when you listen on playback, you will choose which sounds better between the two. More often than not. RJ used to do that. RJ Roquillo now does strictly virtual amp for all of his stuff. Or virtual cap, I guess. I think he runs his amp into a Captor X or 2 notes. I don't know what. Some digital box that he plugs into the digital box. I don't know. I don't know. It looks analog, and then the cable goes off somewhere under a table. I don't know.
I like the Captor X, but what I don't like is it only has 3 positions where you have the output for it, and I don't like that. I can't adjust to where
It's garbage. It's garbage for an attenuator. It's terrible.
Right, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Bozique, the Ecstasy is a Bogner, and the Helios is a much better representation of what Reinhold could do, and the 101B just had this super low mid thing, and it sounded like a blanket was on that amp no matter what. So yeah, I agree. It's not for me. A lot of guys make them work, but not for me.
Leo says he traded in all of his pedals for a Headrush MX-5. Okay. Yes, I agree. Steve from Boston does have an amazing tone.
That right here. Sitting in front of me.
One of
You have 2 so you can run stereo, right, Bo?
Well, you can. I use my Helix mostly.
I would like to hear Steve play clean more often as well, BC Rich. I would agree on that. Steve's a great player.
He is. But he's been trained that way too. He went to school, once you're trained like that, that's...
Yeah, and taking lessons, like when lessons were lessons and lessons tab or anything like that. He was doing the Mel Bay thing, and then, he did like a semester at Berkeley, I think it was.
Yep.
Then he did something else he doesn't talk about. He knows so much about so many things. I'm like, I don't know. I think he's Batman myself. I don't know.
I agree. Modern vintage. Dave got it right. He really did. And I'm so glad that he didn't go based off an 800 circuit. He went for the old G Plexi and then built on that. And I can't say enough good things about the BE amp. I really can't.
I've heard a lot of good things. I haven't tried that one, I'll be honest. The only Friedman amp I've tried, I think, is the JJ Junior.
That's the only one I
That's great. That's a great amp. Yeah, that's a great amp.
Well, that was the thing was, it had come out the first time I went ham. It had just come out, and JJ wanted to try it, and he played through it, and I just went, wow, because I'd already heard JJ play at home through a lot of nice amps. And then all of a sudden I heard through that, I went, holy crap, you need one of those. He's like, yeah, I do. I was like, yeah, you do. Michael B. See ya, unbelievable.
Yeah, the only thing with the Junior is it's EL84s, right? And it's 20 watts.
And I don't like it doesn't have a standby neither.
It's got to be 100 watts. That's the magic of the BE is the high headroom as well.
Apparently Doug Strong's back. I didn't know he left. Probably had to do dad stuff. Dean's here. Some Dave dude says I currently uses a Mesa Boogie, whatever. I've been saying Mesa Boogie forever. Might as well keep it wrong. Into a Lone Star 212. That the head of the Mesa combo goes into a Captor times 8 into a PC only. Sure. Then I use the Mesa speakers via the Black Star Silverline head. So you got cables running everywhere. It's a hybrid thing. Yeah, well, you've got the YouTuber set up, basically. You're doing both. I like it. Makes sense to me. Modern Vintage says the 100 Deluxe does everything a JJ does. Maybe have Dave change a few parts, but that's it. Truly, with twice the price, every switch and setting manageable. That's what I've heard.
Well, the thing is, and Dave keeps saying it, if you pay attention, your EQ, just turn it a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Steve Stevens. I just said to Modern Vintage there.
Right.
Steve Stevens wants a BE 100 Deluxe. So he added all the features of a 100 Deluxe and put his name. So
I may have actually played through that one too. Come to think of it.
he's got a V2 then, a version
Yeah.
2. So he changed.
Yeah,
it.
well, the version 1 was just there. Like, I don't even know if it was for sale yet, but it was there because you're
Right.
like, oh wow, that's red. You know.
And a killer clean channel, right? It's not a plexi, it's dead clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was popular. See, Christopher and Leo were talking about stuff. That's fine. Dean's here. Doug's back. Doug, did you buy that Strat yet? He did leave. We don't know. He could have been off doing a Kijiji deal, meeting up in a Tim Hortons parking lot or something. I don't know.
Hey man, you got the stuff, man.
I've done so many Kijiji deals on Tim Hortons parking lot. Let's meet at Tim Hortons. And then the reply is, which one? Right, because there's always more than one.
Yeah.
You have more than one set of traffic lights, you have more than one Tim Hortons. That's the way it works in
Like
Canada.
if you've ever been up through Barrie, when I was back there, on Bayfield Street alone, they call it the Golden Mile of Barrie. Shopping malls and stores, basically. There was 5 Tim Hortons within a stretch of about a mile. I mean, just insane.
What's up, Milt? Doug Strong sold a Silver Sky at a Tim Hortons outside London. See?
I sold a Mesa Boogie outside of Tim Hortons in Mission.
Nice.
What you drinking, Martin?
It's a 23-year-old Tobermory.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's all the good stuff there, yeah.
Single cask
Yeah.
from 1995. That one.
Trev and I had a 18-year-old Glenfiddich Reserve. Man, that was something else. I got it for a great deal. It was supposed to be $170 a bottle, and I got it for just under 100. But it was magic. It was great.
Nice. Yeah, mostly having those independent bottler whiskeys. So that's when someone goes to the distillery, buys a cask, and stores it themselves, and bottles it themselves after X years. And they're usually cask strength, so straight from the barrel.
It was
So that's
54, you said?
43 or 46?
Percent,
Yeah,
it's 54.
54. Holy Christ.
Yeah, it's a high test.
Cask strength. It's right out of the barrel.
Yeah,
And
So do you
54 is
add
kinda low,
water
right out
to
of
it
the
at
barrel.
all? You put a drop of
Nope.
water or just straight up?
that one is straight up.
And it doesn't
That one-
burn you too much, eh?
No, it doesn't burn too much because, yeah, with 23 years, it softens quite a bit. And, yeah, it's surprising how, tame such whiskeys can get with age.
I've never had something like that. I would love to try it.
Come visit me in Austria and you get one.
I'll come there when I go drive Spa.
There we go.
Lotto Max.
We're all close.
Yeah.
Doug Strong
was-
says the last decent whiskey he had was 16-year-old Lagavulin. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Lagavulin.
Zach Thong's going to finally go fishing on the Trent River Wednesday.
Going to catch
Awesome. Enjoy. World-class walleye. Just saying. If you don't like
Moon
walleye.
River.
Introduced Les to these kind of whiskeys when he was here. Trev was live on with us.
That was,
That was
a
it.
fun day.
Yeah. We were going through 5 whiskeys, if I remember correctly, 5 or 6.
Did Laz turn into a mess? He doesn't seem like a big drinker.
Oh, he did
all right.
told.
He
I was
did
going to
okay.
say, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
That guy, he when I hung out with him, I'm like, do you smoke weed? Oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll
Oh, really?
see. And he
Really?
kept up. Oh, did he ever keep up? I was impressed at his job of keeping up. Then he knew enough when to go, you know what? I'm going to sit this round out. I went, I get it.
I don't want to have puke on the front of me.
Josh says he's hoping to land a contracting job in Germany. Can't wait to try all the delicious beers.
No doubt.
That's right, Doug. Sometimes you got to do it.
No, we didn't get smashed that hard, Leo. So also on that Hungarian, what was it? Some sherry or no, not sherry.
Some kind of brandy, I think.
Some brandy, yeah, right, brandy with what was it? Apricot brandy. Apricot brandy that he had.
Whiskey Day was all about whiskey. I just drank Turkey 101 the whole time, but they were experimenting. And wouldn't it be six if did you not have some of the bottle of the bourbon that last brought over?
Yes, exactly. That one was the additional one. Yeah, we started with that
We
one.
started with that one, which would have been the sweetest of the pile for sure.
Yeah, and then we
I'm
went
gonna
on
smoke,
with
so I'm going to switch.
with one that had port wine cask. So that one was very different from the others, and in the end, there was my favorite one was the finisher. That was the one with a brickletic. It is that has been 12 years in red wine, a French red wine cask.
Interesting.
So lots of smoke and lots of barbecue sauce flavor as well.
I see I can produce stuff so John can have a dart. It's good. What's up, Randy Crooks? And hello to Steve Anderson for the southern tip of sunny Vancouver Island.
Mr. Anderson.
Somebody had to say it. He didn't want to type it all out, but I remember stuff. And Mark says, how about some taste like great beverage North Carolina apple pie? Yeah.
Well, Vancouver Island rocks, man. Wait till you see it in person.
There he is. It's sunny on the southern tip of Vancouver Island, BC, Canada. Nice. Randy's late. He's late due to family obligations. That is never an obligation. That's an enjoyment. All good, Randy. I'm well into the edibles at this point, though, Randy. I will let you know. So, you know what? Since Randy's here, we're going to have another piece. I don't know. I think we're up to 10 now. I don't know.
I'm not counting, so I don't know.
So that put us at the end of your chart, Trev. So we're going into uncharted territories then.
It's been charted. You'll be fine. Like I say, that chart's probably at 20-30% of actual dosages. I mean,
That's for someone to see that if you're looking at that chart, it's because you don't know what you're getting into. It's a very conservative chart.
2.5 milligrams is like a fucking seventh of a gummy bear. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. What do you do?
I
Eat
couldn't
the
even
toe off
feel
a
that.
gummy bear?
these are 15, so I've had 2. I'm at 30. We're doing another one. All right.
You're not freaking out now, are you?
Oh, no.
Trev doesn't freak out.
What?
No,
Billy Baloney says friends don't let friends eat corporate donuts. And I tend to agree, Billy.
Tim
I can't
Hortons
remember
was
the
pretty
last time I
cool
had
when
corporate
they
donuts.
actually made donuts at the store. Then it was pretty cool.
I miss those days.
That's a long time ago.
So, Bo, did you get to send a guitar off to Charles?
No, I haven't done that yet. I gotta get the address and all that, so I don't know. Should I hit up Ben or
You hit me up. You can hit Charles up. I know he's got one about almost ready to go out the door. He's got another one that he's started on. You know, he's already and that's like 3 coats of that.
Waiting list for that. Gotta get
Hey,
a calendar out and start.
I'll send it to Charles. You know, I'm not no hurry with it, so I mean, he can take his time.
I don't think Cullen James, I don't know how far along he's seen it, so I'm not going to show off his guitar, but I've seen basically the finished product, and she's sweet.
I bet it is.
Mm.
Well,
Charles is a machine. The way he puts those out is crazy.
Ben, just give Charles my email and
I will do that. I can definitely do that. He's doing a paisley print on a telly for our friend at California Customs.
Nice.
Oh, there's Charles. He's lurking. He can't be active in the chat, and he's chatting with one hand, painting and sanding. Yeah. Ryan Hall's like, is that sunlight I see? Yes. John's on the West Coast. See? Sunny BC. Literally.
The West Coast is the best coast.
It is. I've never been there. I've been to the East Coast. So I you know what? I don't need to see the West Coast to know it's probably the best coast. I'm just saying.
Forgot your pool out? I put my pool away this week.
Well, yeah, well, you've got a plan, Ben, so yeah, stick with it. When there's a will, there's a way, you know?
Damn straight.
I got lots of room, Ben.
There you go. We'll meet up at John's place. John's got a funny drummer and a bass player, though.
There's lots of room back here for a tent, no? Yeah? You could put a tent right there.
That's true.
With the fire pit a little closer, kind of on you on the other side.
Yeah, fire pit too. We have two here.
Show the fire pit, John.
Where the hell is it? It's over there.
There we are.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Back
there.
in there.
Yeah.
Other side of the hedge.
You get many deer out there?
Deer, bears, cougars, and
Lots of wow.
Hey, there's Presley.
Kind of a silly question, but yeah. I already knew the answer, but you never know.
His two dogs keep them sorted out. They don't get too close.
it's not 56 acres there, Bo.
Well,
We were just talking about your guitar,
I
Presley.
don't have bears. We have coyotes and foxes and all that.
No
Lots
big land animals down there?
not bear. I mean, you got to go way up north for the bear here.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, no, they're a regular guest around here.
Is it?
I've found them in my driveway going through the garbage can before.
I mean, here I have my regular foxes, raccoons, the possum, and lots of deer. I mean, tons of deer.
What do you got down there, muleys or whitetails?
I don't know. They're whitetails because when they lift their tails up, it's all white. I guess it's a whitetail, right?
That's a whitetail. That's a whitetail, yeah.
There you go.
We got lots of those. Like a lot of wild
Sorry,
hogs.
Josh.
Wild hogs here too. So
Those are good eating, the wild hogs.
yeah. So, but
Willie
I'm like
says you see
smack
bears
dab in the
occasionally.
middle of the forest, so it's like, hey, everything around me. I mean, it's all just wilderness, So.
That's awesome, man. I'm jealous.
Well, I used to live in Detroit, so it's like I always said when I grow up, I'm gonna live in the country, and here I am. So
I lived in Vancouver for a lot of years, and I still work there. But I'm glad to come back to a little bit of peace.
yeah, I'll never trade it. So
That's true.
Yeah, like once you get there, you're never going back.
no. And every year, see, I'm saying like in the next week or two. I mean, everybody like comes here and they set up their trailers, tents, and we kind of like all summer long. It's like one big camping out, for everybody here. So it's fun.
It's nice. It's like a commune, a little bit.
Yeah, it's all.
Well, not a little bit, a lot of
I'm
it.
at 45 stock.
A bunch of people frolicking around in the yard. He's got a crop of something or other on the go. There's woods, there's animals. That's a commune. That's commune.
Yeah.
It's Woodstock 69 all the time over at Bo's place.
Yeah, I got the mud pit over here.
See,
Pre-love, acid, Quaaludes.
And I stick natural, like mushrooms, pot,
All the natural stuff.
Yep.
Naturally, I'd show up.
The closer you stick, the better up you are.
John, Modern Vintage had a question for you. What cabs are you running your 100 Deluxe with?
The Dave configuration. I built a cab because I can't get one from Dave. It's a waiting list, so it's the 225 greenbacks and the 2 vintage 30s, and then I've hooked in a Mesa overstuffed 212 with V30s in it. So I'm running 612s at the house.
That's series and parallel.
So 4 ohms is what I'm running at because
you got to be doing both series and parallel in order to get the 4 from out of 6.
I don't know. I asked Dave. I said, "This is what I got. What do I do?" And he said, "Turn your thing to here." And I said, "Okay," and that was it.
Okay.
So yeah, 16 ohm cab and an 8 ohm cab. He said, "Yeah, put it to 4."
Yeah.
How's the 212 Mesa cab sound, John?
Oh, it's great.
Curious.
It is. Yeah. No, they're great. Those oversized 212s are fantastic.
So I'm thinking instead of having to get in a 412, I'm just going to go with 212s or 22.
Absolutely. No, if I actually get back to gigging, that's the cab I'll use on stage for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then the captor acts out the front of house.
Randy, thank you. I think I'm pretty much there.
Here's my microphone.
I think I'm pretty much there, Randy. I should go shopping for that. I might stop at Canadian Tire tomorrow. I got to go into town. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, we're halfway through the bar, so we're gonna slip into the second half now. Here we are. Hey, Fishbulb and Keith Campbell.
Who's this? Who's this?
Will do, Billy. Keith, you almost got a call on Tuesday to co-host NASCAR. Hit the wrong button. There we are.
You're muted, John.
You're so good, Ben.
I try.
You're like a guy that runs somebody's effects pedals off stage.
Yeah, I'm like a professional.
Although I'd never do that. That's terrible.
Fishbulb says, has anybody messed with the Victory amps before? Yes. Doug Strong in the chat has one. Can't remember which one. Sounds real pretty, though, from what he says.
I gave a rip to the
30 or something, or VC30.
To the Kraken. That sounded great. The Kraken amp, yeah.
Yes, Keith, I was going to message you because Doug was sick, so we ended up canceling the NASCAR show. But he said, get Keith to do it. But it was kind of late. But if you're up for it, Keith, I'll message you about that as possible. You can fill in if you want. If Doug's sick. Up to you. I'll message you. I probably will forget, but we'll try to remember that. I'll remember Tuesday. Yep. He'd be down for it. Well, there we are. All right, well, we'll keep that in mind. Perfect. Much more Van Halen talk on a NASCAR show then with Keith. I like the stripes on that car.
For a brief moment and refresh my beverage.
You do that?
So fair warning.
Yeah, welcome to anyone rolling in. If you haven't already hit the like, please do. If you're new, please subscribe. Helps out algorithms stuff,
I've got 2 of them, Ryan.
We should ask both Charles and Presley. Should we tease Presley's guitar that's currently on? We have an in-process photo. I don't know if Seth wants to see that or not, or Charles wants to allow that. Thank you, Terry. Terry sent a reminder to message Keith.
Hey, Ben.
Yes.
My old guitar, my number one that I did for 20 years, the nut's gone on it. So would you guys, anybody be interested in watching me try to install a new nut?
Fuck yes.
My old guitar?
Because you doing a video like that, it's like small form of payback or something. I don't know. Know what I mean? I get to view it. Hey, Billy. Presley's totally into NASCAR. Awesome. Well, let's check out the NAS Canucks YouTube channel. We're live every Tuesday evening, recapping the previous week's races. I'm glad you're enjoying this vintage. All right. So, C Sizzle. Apparently, Charles has a new nickname. He's not just Dr. Fabric. He's also C Sizzle. I think that's his hip hop name.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. So, yes, Presley California Customs has Sir Charles of the Fabric Top doing a Telecaster-shaped object. And will it focus? Look at that.
Ooh, look at that. That's awesome.
That looks nice.
Yeah.
Although with your high-quality internet, Ben, it kind of looks like a guy with those things on the end of his finger.
Well,
I
there's
felt
that
like
too.
I was underwater and my goggles were leaking.
Yeah.
I have had too many mushrooms around here.
Well, that too. So, yes. It's looking sweet. Just saying. And then the Meteora.
That's a great piece of fabric. Yeah, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Fishbulb says, I'm from the South, and it's always crazy to meet people way outside of the South who are into NASCAR. Canada, Hawaii, for instance. Oh, yeah, I get it. Bulb. Love the name Fishbulb. I have no idea what that means, but I like it. Could be the chocolate talking. Don't know. Those fabric tops are hot, hence C Sizzle. I dig it.
I got to take this, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's not... That's him. Here, in case it's like important stuff, we'll mute him. There we are. Perfect. It's a Simpsons ref. Oh, see, I should know that then. Fishbowl. Oh! The logo. Yes. Fishbowl for Mr. Sparkle. They took a fish, made it a light bulb. I remember. We're not way too kind, Charles. You do good work. You just worry when it gets into a worldwide situation there, Martin. Charles does the fabric top, then they ship it to you to wire it.
I do the tutorials so everyone can do it.
That you do.
Still working on the one for you.
You should buy a Mr. Sparkle Drive, Michael Krause. And I'm totally with you, Presley, California Customs, same thing. For who is asking? BC Rich, there we are. Share screen. Chrome tab. There you go, BC Rich. The Mr. Sparkle Meat Boy. One knob. One button. Oh, then there's a different one. There's the Gojira effects that does. Oh, and they got little cans for knobs. Now that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, that's the one. That's the one. Okay.
I've
Yep.
seen such can knobs on CS guitars. He had one
Yeah,
with
very
the
cool.
with the Irnbrew
Andrew.
can. Irnbrew can.
Andrew. Yes.
Cans, yeah.
Fishbulb says, "Hi. I guess I have to buy that pedal." Yes. And Mr. Sparkle really should be your avatar. Just saying. Mark Taft mentions, how about the cool NASCAR legend jacket he's acquired? Yes, he got a Dale Earnhardt leather jacket. Very cool. Randy Crook says, Ben and the rest of the panel, I am going to be playing a guitar shortly, and the two guitars I'm thinking of playing are either the Epiphone 59 issue, Gibson Electronics, or the Fender FMT. Fender.
I would be going with the Les Paul. I got Les Paul on the mind. Did everybody else watch the Slash collection on Gibson?
Well, the Epiphone 59
Yeah.
is nice.
My God, he has them
Yeah.
all, doesn't he? But he still has the one that got away, that Joe Perry guitar. He was still kind of, you can see he got a little bit sad just talking about it.
Yeah, it's not like he used it. Like you said, he used it for a video and one other thing. It sat in a case, so you can't miss it that much. I didn't realize he was that much of a serious collector, though. Where he's got like the first. Are you kidding me?
That Carina V that he had was pretty nice for something that wasn't a Les Paul.
All I can think is he's pulling all these guitars. He's like, I use these in the studios, and I'm like, I bet you're taking off all your fucking jewelry before you're playing that thing in the studio because I'm not seeing any wear on it.
You got to call them out on the 2 or 3 times where they put a case on the table and open it up and it was empty. Like, come on, you didn't notice when you picked that thing up and put it on the table, put nothing in there. Oh, I got to go get it. It's in the rack. That one's in circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Or-
was
or-
pretty funny. I saw that.
Yeah, or his the replica one. He's like, yeah, I did all this in the 18 months on the road, but I've used it on every album since. I'm like, again, you must be removing all your jewelry before playing in the studio, which you probably would anyways. You don't want to click and stuff like that, but who knows?
In the studio for sure. But yeah, some of those had some severe road rash on them. Holy.
Mm-hmm. Especially that V. I've never seen a V that rough. I don't think.
No. Look cool
It
though.
shows that he's put some time on a lot of his guitars in his collection, and now he's got them replicated, and he just keeps them in the archive and takes the replicas out and beats the shit out of them.
Yep.
And I'm looking around for another 76 Explorer.
I bet.
You know, come on, Lotto Max.
Tell me about it. I thought he would pull out at least one telly, though. I was hoping for one telly.
Yeah, I kind of figured he would too. Like, I know he's got a couple, doesn't? Like, I'm pretty sure he's
one
got a
Fender he
couple.
pulled out was a
I
69.
guarantee it. If you record it all, you have a variety of guitars. Like he says, I have this for this, I have this for that. So it's like, yeah, okay. Well, where's your telly? Because they sit well in every mix. So where's the telly? The photography was awesome. That's true. Some of those guitars, man, they were rough.
Yeah, but close
I
up
still
there.
like Rick Nielsen's one the best though.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
You're muted, John. Just so you know.
Play the Fender, Randy.
Exactly. Play the Fender rating. What's my NASCAR channel, Cushman? NAS Canucks. NAS Canucks. All one word. Maybe Terry could put a link in the chat for you and Presley. Both check it out, please. Get us to 70 subs. I think we're at 68.
Stuff like that.
What
Start an
is
F1 channel with Lost.
let's see. Randy expects a video on the new. You will. Minis, or what grill are you getting? I can't remember the mini of it. It's right around $300. Nice size. Good for me. Good for when I have some people over. Be perfect. Nothing too big, nothing too small.
Now, was it you that was saying you had a tank, but it's expired, but it's full, and you're just gonna have to?
Give her. Why not, right?
Yeah, well, use it up at least. But then you
Yeah,
got to
that's
buy
great.
a new one, and I don't even know what those cost now. The last time I bought one was probably 8 years ago. I think I got a couple of years left. And I bought two at the same time. That way, one's empty, sits on the side. You grab it, throw it in the car, run on the other one, bring it back, and never out of gas.
Exactly. Propane might need. Oh, I didn't tell you a cool thing, Trev. Oh, so the other day, I'm hanging out and I see what the hell is the company? Telecom. They look for lines and stuff. All they do is they mark lines out. Line locators is what. So I was like, okay, because I saw one of them a couple months ago going along the side of the road, marking out gas lines. I'm like, okay, big deal. Probably going to repave the road out. But last week, he's along the road, and then he's marking the gas line coming towards the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing that? Because you don't just replace gas lines.
Yeah.
Unless you have to mark the gas lines to run fiber next to them.
Wow.
So
Excellent.
I'm thinking somebody might have some internet sooner than later.
Yeah, you have to run gas. You have to run the caution tape around the gas lines.
Yeah. So that's my guess. If they're marking gas
Or
lines,
you buy the Weber charcoal like John's got. His grill is fantastic. And just buy big 20-pound bags of fucking lump charcoal at a time.
Doug chimes in, new propane tanks about $75. Or free if your neighbors leave the queue out at night. Now, granted, she's not a full tank. Hello, Hunter. You have to locate, all the utilities. Well, that's what I'm guessing. And there's a big infrastructure thing. Hey, we're bringing broadband internet to more people in Canada by the end of 2024. Well, yeah, good luck with that.
For an enormous amount of dollars.
Yeah.
There's some
Like,
very
are
remote
we
areas.
still not the highest per data usage, price paying Joe?
We're up there.
Like, pretty bad.
We are definitely up there. Yeah, we only just got unlimited data plans in the last year or two. Which then aren't even unlimited. It's X amount of data a month, and then you get slow speed for the rest. Grasshopper, I can get Starlink, but Starlink is like 3 times the price of my current internet. And satellite can be hit and miss. I've had satellite TV before, and it will... Solar flares will affect it. Bad weather. So I don't want anything that's weather dependent. That's for sure. I want a hardwired connect. Underground would be preferable. No earthquakes. We're trying, Ryan Hall. We're trying. Gary says they just increased his speed to 300 megabits. Must be nice. I have 5. And I have an upload of 0.7. That's why if you ever... Why is Ben all pixelated? Because I have a 0.7 meg upload speed.
Terry, you can get a Weber kettle for $200. It's definitely not cheaper to build, for sure.
It's even cheaper when you work in a metal fab shop.
Yeah, well,
That's
then you
true.
can build yourself a nice offset grill, right?
So, make whatever you want. Stainless.
Then I still prefer my theory of Terry stealing your pixels.
That too.
My charcoal pit's homemade. I found in a dumpster one day, giant wok. It's got to be 18 inches around, maybe closer to 22, 24. I've got a hibachi inside of that. And my grill from my Weber propane grill fits on top, which is the 3/8 thick stainless steel rod.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go stainless steel grills. I've done the cast iron before, and if you go cast iron, you got to be religious about bringing them in when it gets damp outside. The stainless steel, they've been outside here for 13 years now. Oh, just giving her.
Well, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Low maintenance, right?
For charcoal, if I'm going to do a quick steak or whatever, throw some briquettes in the hibachi, start a fire, flip it around. Thing with that is you don't get the tent. You don't have the lid like the gas grill.
Yeah. Hibachi's rock though. They are cool. You gotta admit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Modern Vintage. He and I were talking. Fender and Martin need to get on the ball like Gibson and start doing some of these collection videos. I agree. I will say the nice thing about Gibson is like if they go to a collector that collects all kinds, they will show off other brands, which is nice. It's not like they go visit Rick Nielsen and he only shows Gibson stuff. It's like we know you have other stuff, Rick. We know.
The few BC Riches on Slash's little gig there, and holy switches on that one Mockingbird. Was that a
No
Mockingbird?
kidding, right? And then he's like, "Yeah, I bypass it all. I just run passive." Hell, he doesn't even string up the bitch with 10 strings. He has it strung as a 10 or a 6 string.
Man,
It's like, but
looks
it looks
cool.
weird without the other 4 tuners. It's like,
Yeah, is that what it was, a bit? I had
Yeah.
one of those in, way back in the day. I read a NJ series one. It looked kind of cool, like look metal as hell, but played all right. Neck dive, bad, like SG style.
So does anybody have any plans musically for what they're going to do in the next little while?
Gig.
You reckon a gig? What's that, Bo?
Practice.
I have a vision for starting spring. I'll tell you guys during a Zoom call.
nice.
It'll be my last adventure, my last Yahoo,
I agree, Modern Vintage. Dave Friedman just doing so I got this on the bench today. It's blah, 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 and just tell the little story on whatever amp that he's working on, right? That'd be cool. Because he always has somebody's amp in for service.
I think the problem with that, Ben, and Modern, is I think Dave has some secrets that he does
Mm-hmm.
to make that happen. And I don't think he'd be too willing to, show it as it happens.
Well, he doesn't have to say exact, but you can have the over the shoulder camera angle and just say this is George Lynch's amp. He used it on these albums, maybe, or it's his main touring amp, and it's in because it needs this, this, and this, or whatever.
It's got the flex capacitor in it. Oh.
Flex capacitor.
Yeah, the rigs and racks would be cool, or we're building pedal boards for guys. That's what I'm always interested in. You're killing me, Gary. 332 down and 11.7 up. Oh, must be nice. You can upload videos in minutes instead of hours.
Got gigabit up and down, but usually it'll hit around 900 up, 900 down.
You're killing me, Trev.
Fiverr. Pay $180 Canadian a month for the bundle. The phone that I don't even use, I still pay for a hard line because if I get that out of the bundle, it costs me $10. Even though
You're hardwired in, Trev?
for phone.
No, for what you're doing there with your numbers that you're giving. Are you Wi-Fi or you're hardwired in?
This computer's hardwired.
Yeah, there you go.
The phone, I don't know, it'll probably get a couple hundred each way. And it depends on how many people are putting a straw in the drink at a given time. But if no one else is on there and I do a test, it'll hit close, 900 something, up and down.
Man, that's fast.
I wish.
I
So
know.
I'm on. I run total Wi-Fi. Mine is 620.
That's reasonable. Both ways? It's the
No,
up that apparently, I always figure they should be equal, but some people get bent over for the up. It's ridiculous.
No, the upload is. It's doing it right now. 100. But I'm also live streaming too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's under load.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
me to
I think-
upload a little 5-minute soda pop video takes about 5 to 6 hours. So it's fine.
I have the problem with the connection in the building I'm at. I'm in a block that has been built in '78, so all the wires in here are really old, so I can't get a huge bandwidth either. So, and pretty much 10 meters from my apartment, there is the fiber connection in-house already. So, yeah, probably need to drill some holes somewhere.
Yeah. On a
So I was going to say, do it yourself, Martin. It's an easy hookup.
Yep.
It is, but yeah, I might get in trouble.
Doug says, yes, because I live in between spaces in Canada. I have the audacity not to live in greater metropolitan Toronto or Ottawa. The worst part is I live on an east-west road, and both roads that run on either side of this one that connected, running north-south, both have fiber. I'm like, just connect them to each other. We're aligned.
Tap into that.
That's why it's just not enough houses on this road to warrant it yet. So I was like, when they sold a farm behind us, there was a possibility of subdivision going in. I'm like, yes, put a subdivision in. Then you have to run city water out front, and they got to run good internet, and I can get all that stuff.
Modern vintage, I would say that your best bet if you're looking for attenuation is the Friat by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I know Pete really pushes the Shure model, but I think the Friat is way hands and above everything. And as far as if you're not using attenuation and you want to go direct into your interface, I would say the Captor X is a better unit than the Shure one too as well. If you're looking for attenuation, then the Shure is good. It is. It's great, but pretty
I was
limited.
going to get the Friat IR.
Yeah, the PS 100 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think Ben Tom has one or two of those.
Does
Yeah.
it?
He just picked one up. He was saying there.
Yeah. Let's see here. What I saw. Paul McNary says, I can do some education about internet on a future Zoom session. Yes, because I want a man in overalls telling me about the internet. And I'm not being sarcastic.
You don't want to know.
I'm pretty sure Paul's some kind of space age farmer because he knows about the silicon chips. But again, never seen the man in anything but a pair of overalls. Just saying. Another reason to become a channel member or a patron. You too get to see Paul McNary in overalls. Just saying. And the wall of bins.
There with all his parts within arm's reach.
Yeah, he's got all these bins. Yeah, there's
Put it up together.
Brother Tom 2 times. He's got
Bins.
2 Friat power soakers stationed there. I don't know. Oh, since Tom's here, well, we might as well get into it. Holy crap, we only got 8 pieces left.
Tom, there's room for you here in this chat, man. Sign in.
Want the link, Tom?
Hey, Doug.
Oh, we almost
What I
dropped.
do is I turn my amp up until the rafters shake, and then they just stay away because it's too goddamn loud.
Holy crap. So Paul and his son own an internet service provider. So Paul is the internet. What the hell?
Oh yeah, he's the Matrix, Paul. Good job.
Well then, he sent me some.
Oh, right on. Yes, bandwidth is your friend. And a good firewall.
Just read Doug Strong's comment. The easiest way to your volume level is to keep turning it up until your wife calls your phone to tell you to get your head out of your ass. Then dial it back one.
That's what I was saying. I just turn it up until the rafters shake and they stay away.
BC has a preset for that. Perfect.
Or the dogs start howling. One of the two.
The old girl, she comes in because she's deaf already. So she just sits there and takes it.
It still feels the vibrations, though.
She loves it. She's
Yeah,
had
some of them
14 years of it. She loves it.
I'd sit there and practice away for a bit, and the dog would come down and, sit in front of you. I kind of lay down.
You saw the video, didn't
watch
you?
it fade away.
You saw my video on my channel there. She comes in. She's not letting anybody do anything without her approval.
Yeah.
Paul McNary says, I do seem to go between different realities without the proper drugs. I don't know. He's the only guy I know that just sits there on a Zoom call with a pair of cans on and just listens to us as a podcast and snickers away at the tomfoolery going on.
He's great. I love him.
He is. And much like Bo will, just drops a little comment here and there that steers us in the right direction.
I saw Pink Floyd twice. Yeah, I jammed with David Gilmour. Oh.
What's up, Dwight? Yeah, well, some of those conversations get a little interesting at times. That's all I'm saying. If you like these conversations, folks, whoo, it's like next level. Hey, Mad Dog. Good to see you, fellow Canuck.
Yeah, we do have a good time on those Zoom calls, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do one this coming Saturday, even though it's the first Saturday of the month, because it's a long weekend. We'll wait till the next Saturday one.
Absolutely. Hey, Dwight, how are you doing?
Doug, you just come on to pick our brain or to talk you into buying more gear.
Just
We know, Doug.
Get them on the shit list somewhere.
Yeah, I did that. I accidentally had him shopping for a Sir Amp. Oops.
Did he get it?
He's shopping.
Yeah, not too bad of a problem to have, Doug.
All right, how are you?
Yeah. Sick go. It's fine.
So where are we at milligrams wise, guys?
I got 6 left, so I'm at 190. Although there's an extra 10 in there somewhere, so I could be closer to 200 at this point. See you, Martin.
Is that good or bad?
You want me to
It is what it is. I think I've only smoked one bowl tonight on here.
Where are you at, Trev?
45? Had 315 gummies.
So Ben's just rocking it.
No,
Yeah, I'm playing
Ben's kicking ass.
I just realized we're at almost the 2-hour mark, so I got to start eating
Got
up.
2 fingers of
Regardless
whiskey,
Super chat.
beer, Caesar.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I'm going to have to be leaving in about 10 minutes, though, too, guys.
This is true. Mad Dog's done 500. Wow.
Holy Christ.
Wow.
What
He's
was it? I won't say which band member, Trev, but Talk JJ. One of his band members did 900 milligrams at a rehearsal.
Holy
Wow.
Christ. Christ.
I was like,
You get to a point though where you have
Yeah.
like diminishing
that guy has a
returns.
tolerance.
You just got to be able to stay on the roller coaster until it reaches peak velocity, and then it's just a matter of how long it's going to run.
Basically, yeah. It's like the difference between the first one in the morning and beat a gummy or a doob or whatever, and something later in the afternoon, like your second or third. Big difference.
Remove that, and we bring on this one. There we go. Just like that. Let's see. Some Dave dude says, I had to read it several times because I swear it said I insulted. It does say, yeah, it's not insulated. He insulted his wife's new telly. I knew that would offend her. Oh boy. Lawrence has been playing his new glass sax. Nice. You know what? I'm gonna do one of those too. That's okay, Doug. I'll just give you your share. Mad Dog makes his own edibles. Nice.
Ooh, the best way to go.
I will say this stuff is definitely hitting me in the non-shatter edibles. And the guy said, yeah, this is next level. I'm like, okay, well. And he's like, yeah, good luck. He was supposed to tune in tonight because he didn't think I needed it all on a show. And I'm like, we'll see.
The Shatter ones are a little bit.
That sounds like a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Challenge accepted. Although I will say,
That were 10
I don't think I've ever spent $20 on a chocolate bar before. But,
Well, I have, and they didn't
Totally.
have stuff in it.
Cookies and Green Indica. It was made with, what was the extract they used? Hang on. I read it. The strain is Romulan. They even have an extract batch.
There you go.
What brand is it? Shatter Bars. I think it's out of BC. Where are they out of? Jeez. Can I read that?
Interesting.
Wow. You're going to write over the white? Oh, that's in French anyways. All right, fair enough. Product contains blah, blah, blah. I don't know where it's made. Euphoria Extractions. Wow. Look them up.
Hell, make it in your backyard, dude. You're going out in the videos, so throw a couple of plants out there and, back yonder. And you get many deer up there?
Oh, they're made in Toronto. There. Euphoria Extractions. We're looking at some big ones. Well, I think they had some like 900s and 1200s and products. What are shatter bombs? Because that sounds like something I could get into in life.
It's a bomb.
What are they called? Moon rocks? It's like a little nug of weed that's rolled in like oil and then rolled in like keef or something.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
moon
these
rocks.
are. These look like it looks like a box of chocolates, but they're in the shape. They're molded in the shape of hand grenades. All right, well, that'll do. They got Dolce, hazelnut, cookies, and vanilla, and strawberry. Oh, up to 1,200 milligrams.
Jesus Christ.
What's the brownies go for? They could get crazy. Delicious brownie. Oh, only 60 and 240. All right. 6
I'll
pieces.
stick with
I'd say-
beer and scotch.
There you go.
Safer for me.
I do miss good hash.
10 minutes.
I used to work at the airport in Toronto when I was a teenager,
See you, Zach.
and I miss good hash.
The old gold seal. You're lucky enough to get a little piece of the gold seal on there.
Oh, yeah.
Best high I ever had was on hash back in the 90s.
Hey, but I'm bringing up
But you can do that in your own backyard. Just throw a couple of seeds in and
Can you still get hash?
do your
I got a
own.
chunk right here that I bought
Grow your own,
like
dude.
6 months ago. Maserati hash.
So can you buy that at the dispensary?
I think so.
I might have to try that.
I'll bring this over next time I come.
Yeah, it's open all this week, Trev. So
I think I'm out there Thursday. Got an install in Maple Ridge in the morning.
perfect.
Nice.
And I'm off on Friday because Friday night I'm going to the stadium concert.
Which one,
Oh.
Trev?
The Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett thing. It's going to be like a 6-hour extravaganza. I'm like, what are you
Nice.
talking? It's like, how do you prepare for something like that, right? Do you go out ahead of time, have a couple of drinks and a sandwich or something? You know, you're going to be 6 hours locked in BC Place.
Yeah.
Fucking,
And apparently, you're not supposed to stare at Tommy Lee too long or something.
$10
what the
beer
hell
at
this
best.
problem is.
Hey, did you tell? No, Mike.
Bo's having domestic issues.
No.
It's like, you said you'd be done by 10. It's 10:02.
God damn
I
it!
got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Get any questions for Bo, folks? Get them in now. Oh, there we go. All right, 3 to go.
Shoot a video, Bo, and upload your experience with the 6L6 and the EL34s.
I should do that.
Yeah, man, that'd be great. I'd watch it,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
and I'd even give you a like.
well,
At the very least. We could just record it next Zoom.
I've
day.
always been kind of a
Do it.
606.
Shoot at 'em.
6L6s are not my favorite.
No?
I don't even know what's in my amps.
when I tried it, it sounded more of the American, you know,
Exactly.
It wasn't British sounding.
Yeah. Yeah. Firmly in the British camp myself.
Yep.
Even for cleans, I'm waiting for Dave to make that AC30 that he keeps promising us.
You can ask them about that next weekend, maybe. It depends.
Now, I suspect that'll come around 2026.
That far off?
Indeed.
I think so. I think it's that far off.
Well, I get it. Like, well, was it when Lawrence released that 74 Deluxe last week, and he's in a chat the other day, and he's like, "Yep, that's been 4 years in the making." I was like, "Jesus, 4 years."
And Dave is busy. How you doing, Martin?
Doing well.
It is 4:04 a.m. for Martin. I'm just saying. That's awesome.
And you
So
got to
I'll
work
join us
tomorrow,
tonight.
Martin?
No, I don't have to work tomorrow.
Oh, good. I remember last time you were
Good
on.
thing.
This
I
is his
remember last
finale
time
for
you were on.
vacation.
You were right into it, and I was asking Ben. It's like, did the guy make it to work? You promised, and you did too.
Yeah, I did. But I have to admit, I had to drop out from work at lunchtime because I got stomach problems. My family caught a virus, and yeah. It was my turn, and thankfully it didn't last as long as with the rest of my family. Probably due to the masses of
I was gonna say the alcohol
infecting me.
Yeah, it lasted as long as for you to get home and have another shot.
Pretty much. No, it was a little more, but yeah, in the evening I was okay again. But yeah, my family had it one after another for 2 days each. So
Ay, ay, ay.
I was the lucky one off with a half day.
That's
So,
good.
Turned out really well for me to stay through all this.
Glad you enjoyed it, Modern Vintage. Awesome.
For sure. Right on, dude.
Well, I'm going to definitely thank Bo for coming on before he has to dip out in any time now, which is,
Right.
of course, always a pleasure. You're welcome anytime, my friend.
You're awesome, Bo. I love you, man.
Thanks for having me. It's fun.
It's good to see you,
I
man.
like doing this, so this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a blast.
Well, and just before you go, this is the last one.
All right.
Well, before you go, Bo, no, you got to drop something. So, what have you done? You played with Gilmore. You played with Eddie. What'd you do? Come on, you got to give us something.
No, not those guys. No.
Has to come up in conversation. Oh, yeah. At one time.
We played in Detroit a lot. I mean, it was a lot. So
That's funny that
a lot
you.
of famous. I mean, I don't know if you know Seduce.
Yeah. I know Seduce. They were on Tone Talk there, and they were a big deal back then, eh?
Oh yeah, we hung out a lot. So
Yeah.
There's a video of me talking with David Black on the channel.
David Black and there's I forgot the drummer's name. I think it's Greg. I don't remember. But we had a lot of fun together.
And that's why he doesn't remember, folks.
A lot of Harpo stuff.
One of my favorite lurkers in the chat
Yeah,
here,
they seem-
commenting away, Jimmy Ray Hawkins. Good to see you, my friend. He says, good show. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that really don't comment and just play guitar, drink, and enjoy the convos and chat. Have a good one, everyone. Austin goes, wait, what's coming?
Same to you.
Oh. Well, I'm curious to see how this is going to go in about 45 minutes. So I just suck back like 8 pieces in 10 minutes. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we can't end, Ben. We got to wait another half hour at least.
Yeah, we got to go at least till the bottom of the hour at this point. See
Yeah,
if Bozique's going to just tune in. He goes, I'll just scroll to the 2 hour mark.
You guys are still going to be around. I'll come back in. So.
Yeah. Go do your thing and come back. Oh.
I mean, it'll be about a half an hour that I'll be gone. So.
Oh shit, we'll be here.
We'll probably stay on the after call anyway, so jump back on.
Okay.
There you go.
I gotta go.
Josh is finally back.
Calling me.
I certainly want to see all this stuff kicking in with Ben, so
Yeah.
I will stay
absolutely.
through it.
Yeah, me too.
We shall see.
Might be a long night.
Ben's a trooper, man. He can handle it.
Apparently.
Easy peasy.
Speaking of which, Ben, I've really been enjoying your regular uploads. They've been nice.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Just seeing you out there. So that lav mic is working well for you?
It's outside. It's got because it's hotter than my other mics, so it's doing a noise canceling thing a bit, but not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, is this Terry? Yeah. Okay. Remind me, Terry. And what was I talking about? Yeah. So lav mic. I've shot a bunch of pop videos. Like I'm like a month, 2 months ahead now on pop videos, which is awesome. Because I figure shoot them while the weather's nice and I can blind myself with the sunlight for Keith Campbell, because he's a sadistic.
You know what I was thinking though, Ben, the other day? It would be fucking hilarious to see you outside sitting in a chair with fucking 4 feet of snow, freezing your balls off saying, this is what we're tasting today.
I will do it.
You got to do it, brother. You have
During
to.
a blizzard. Like it's like visible, like when it's big chunky snowflakes that you're like, oh, is it Christmas time? Like those ones.
Ones where you can say, fuck you, United States.
Yeah. Can everyone leave their car idling? I need the global warming here, folks.
Yeah.
Just plant right in the middle of a snowdrift with the lawn chair.
Yeah.
I should figure out how I could send you something like this. Not sure if I can make this one.
I'll send you my address, Martin. You can send it to me anytime. No problem.
Without it breaking, because that one
You wrap it up.
is that is a soda local. For us is in our dialect from us and is with pine and lemon.
Martin, I don't want any of that. I want your scotch.
No, see, I want that just because I know chances are I'm not going to like that, and that's going to put an interesting face here. Because, well, that's something. You know, it's as John said. You know, every once in a while, I got to take one for the team.
I'm curious. I'm not so sure you won't like it because even my daughter likes it, and it's not that sweet. It has only very little sugar.
Some tree bark in there.
Yeah, I think it is
Pine and lemon.
No, with the pine cones itself. That's
Yeah.
Pine cones itself.
See, I fucking know what you guys are all about.
so, yeah, only 6.7 grams of sugar for the 100 milliliters.
Yeah.
So
it's 130 proof vodka. No problem. Nothing. Easy.
My niece asked what country Martin. Martin would be in Austria.
I'm in Austria.
Yeah. And hello to Layla's Guitar Daddy. Always good to see you. Yeah, the birthday bashes, especially when I drank, BC Rich. See, the difference was because I can still talk when I'm high. I couldn't talk when I get drunk. Because drinking that moonshine, my jaw would go numb during a show. And I'm like, mentally, I'm still here and coherent, but couldn't talk because my jaw would go numb.
You know, the rest of you is done.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, if I can't enunciate, it's kind of hard to host, a podcast. Can't enunciate. Is what I'm saying. So.
No, Martin, I get lots of stuff delivered from the UK, like Worcester sauce and all the authentic British stuff. So I could send you some packaging, and you could send up a nice bottle of that overproof stuff. I would love that.
I can probably figure something out because that local store I'm getting this stuff from also ships within Austria, and they have the packaging to ship within Austria. So why wouldn't it be possible to ship it to Canada?
I would love that. Yeah.
Nice.
So you would have just to write me what kind you like. PT, not PT.
No, Pete. No, Pete. Get rid of
no Pete.
No.
Okay.
So what you're saying, John, is when I come out to visit, I'll pack the mason jar. So we'll bring you some high test. I still got some mason jar stuff here from North Carolina.
I think I told you I had a buddy from Nova Scotia. He came out and he brought probably a 750 ml bottle, like a wine bottle, full of Screech, Nova Scotia Screech, and it was like lemonade. I drank the whole bottle, and apparently the next day I was an asshole. That's what I heard. Because I don't remember any of it.
Cheers, Reinhold.
Nice.
I was really lucky to have a friend of mine being a Serbian because I've been in Slovenia with some friends, and he was speaking the language, and we were standing around, and they handed over a bottle, and he told me this is some honey schnapps they have there.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It is good, and it was about 120 proof with a shitload of, with the rest of it being sweet and honeyish. When you were drinking it, you thought it was some liquor, some 20%, 40 proof, something like this. And yeah, so he was giving me that elbow saying, be careful, only one sip, give it to the next guy. Yeah. I did drink a sip of it, gave it to the next guy, and also a friend of ours, and we were both thinking, he caught our conversation, and he was like, oh, nice meat. That was drinking down like it, and we said, stop. Too late. the half-empty bottle, was handing it over. 5 minutes later, it was like, wham! He was on the ground. That was the party for him.
I was playing a music festival one year, and for whatever reason, a bunch of people brought Shine from various whatever sources. So some friends of mine, they knew like I would drink and bring it from down south, so I kind of knew Moonshine. You know, I'm a good connoisseur, we'll say. So anytime somebody would come across them at this entire festival, which had a lot of camping and stuff, they're like, hey, Ben, come here. You got to check this out. And so the guy would hand it to him. I'm like, do you have the lid? And he's like, yeah. So I put the lid on, shake it to, read the alcohol content. And he's looking at me kind of weird and smell it, take it. He's like, it's pretty good. But then the friend pulled me aside. Okay, compared to the good stuff, what is it? I'm like, yeah, it's a 6.5. He rushed the run. You can taste it. He didn't take his time or whatever. But the problem was I had done this, I don't know, 5 times, 6 times. And then I had to go on stage. And after having 6 shots of Moonshine, it was like, thank God we have roadies at this festival because I wouldn't be able to stop it.
Ben, we did a gig. I was probably 72, 82, 18 years old, and it was at the Mission Bar, Mission Hotel. You remember that, Trev?
Yeah, I've driven by.
And they had the chicken wire up. It was a total biker bar, and I had been working for years and years and years by that point. So I was up with good playing. So this biker guy came up to me and he pulled his flask out, but I got a shot for you. You're awesome. I took this shot and it was like I drank half a bottle of vodka. Unbelievable. And he's sitting there and he's just watching me and he's looking at me there. And I pulled it together and I got through it. But man, oh man, was that something else. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was like straight alcohol. It was brutal.
It has have a way of hitting you in the boo-boo. You do an ounce and a half shot of cask strength 66%. You feel it right after you do the shot.
I should have known because he pulled it out of a flask, right?
Well, that was it all depends on if you get stuff that's proofed or not, because you can get the high test that hasn't been proofed down to 40%, because that, and it's good sip and shine, but you can get the proof fresh off the run, and that's the shit that's 160, 170, which another buddy of mine used to get down south because I try it. He's like, sip it. Don't do a shot. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I did a sip, and I'm like, holy crap, like, what? I was like, what is that? And he goes, I'm like, how strong is it? He dipped his pinky in and lit it on fire. He goes, that's how strong it is. And he's having a conversation the whole time. It's burning away, but it was so high test, it wasn't burning his finger. I was just like, okay, all right. And it was 170, 175. Like, it was right beginning of the run, the prime bottle that you paid extra for, because, like, it'd make your hair stand on end. I don't care how long your hair is. It'd be standing on end after you had
if I had to mix it with something, my first go-to would be something in grape, I think.
You couldn't. That's the thing, Trev. It didn't matter. The only thing you could is mix it with water. You had to proof it down. That was the only way. And that was that's the one thing with corn whiskey is too. Try mixing it. It just tastes like whatever it is and corn whiskey.
That's one thing I learned though, right then and there, was never take a shot from somebody that brings it to you. Always take it from the waitress, right?
Could have been acid.
I don't know, man. That's
exactly what I was thinking, Trevor.
Yeah, it just annihilated me. One shot. And I had like 2 beers before, right? So it wasn't like I was long gone. But yeah, after that, all the gigs I did, if it didn't come from a waitress, I wouldn't drink it. I'd do the old shot over the shoulder type of thing, right?
Sure.
Ain't doing it. But some good times though. Fuck me. I mean,
Hell yeah.
There is something. It's funny because no matter what
Flaming
level
shots.
you gig at, just going through the motion of playing a gig, regardless of the venue size, crowd size, whatever, things happen, and it creates memories and stories. And the memories get foggy at times because you can have a very good time playing in a band if you choose to.
well, there's been more than a few times where, because I've always had a big truck, right, because of my work. So I always have the big 3,500 truck, so I can haul stuff, right? There's been more times than not. Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, there's been a good lot of times where we get into a gig, especially the cover gigs where you're doing 2 or 3 sets, where you make that point and it's like, well, you know what? My amp's coming home in a cab. I'll come back tomorrow. So anything that you made on that gig, I've got a $132 cab ride home, but I made it safe, so it's worth it.
Yep. Yeah, especially like there's certain venues you get to know the guys, and it's like, hey, you still got that room in the back? Can I just keep my gear in the back? I'll come by and get it tomorrow when I come to get my car. And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem.
That club that you talked about, Trev, the one that goes upstairs, I can't remember what it was on Georgia or whatever it was.
Georgia that goes upstairs.
The one that the
One above Kate Caesar's.
no, the one that has an immense flight of stairs going into it.
Oh, that was down on Richards. Club Soda that turned into the Starfish.
Club Soda. Yeah, we had the house sound guy. We play there so many times where it's the same thing, Ben. It's like you got a room because we're not loading up tonight. We're gonna fall down the stairs. Something's gonna break. No. And
remember that club, the Metro?
Yeah.
Right. That place burned to the ground. I think just before I became old enough to dare to even venture in at a younger age.
Right.
But that used to be one of the big air band hangout metal type bars.
Well,
Then everything went to Club Soda, and it was Metal Mondays. So many bands there.
Way back when we used to play at the Lunatic Fringe, which was like a alternate metal club.
That was on Kingsway to me.
And we'd always play downstairs, right?
Yeah.
And what an absolute ripping scene that was. It was just chaos all the time. And it was just killer, right? You go in there and that's one of those places where the crowd made you play better. Much better than you ever should have, right? And it was magic, right? Yeah,
I've always kind of found it a rush, like just popping up on stage. Hey, it's time to kick some ass. And you proceed to do so. Like, first song of the night for us, and one of the best bands I was in was Flying in a Blue Dream. Like, our opening tune of the night.
You guys played an instrumental?
Yep. For an
I still can't play that tune. I love it. That's one of my favorite Joe songs, but I could never play it.
I only play rhythm, so the only part about that song on rhythm that's a bitch is just learning. Like it's the acoustic part is the guitar's tuned in standard C, and I'm tuned in standard tuning. So like you got
you just got to stretch your finger there. That's all for your flat nine.
It was different.
Try playing the solo for fuck's sakes.
I can play the first little bit, but after that, now you get
I can play the melody and I can get through the first solo, but once he got towards the end, it was like, no, got me, man.
He does some tasty shit.
He's great. I love Joe.
Yeah, seen him a few times.
Funny thing with Joe and a lot of guys, though, right, is kind of they peaked, and then after Souls of Distortion, I kind of just, where you going, bro? And it was, I don't know.
As soon as he shaved his head, he kind of lost me. I saw the Extremist tour.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that in Toronto with the government, I do believe.
I saw the
very
Flying
cool.
in a Blue Dream tour at Queen E. You ever see shows there, Trev, at
I've
the
gone
Queen
there
E?
a couple times, but I saw Satriani. I think I saw that one at the Queen E. But
Yeah.
first, I saw Surfing with an Alien down at 86th Street. Remember Plaza?
Shit. It's before me, man.
I also saw Rob Halford when he was doing the fight thing play at that club, 86th Street.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Rob Halford. The drummer in my band was a huge Rob Halford fan until he figured out that he was gay, and then he didn't like him anymore. It's like, really? Honestly?
He's still
How does that affect you?
Yeah.
Idiot.
There was a fair bit of that going on, I'd be thinking.
You're awful quiet over there, Ben. What's going on?
An eye on the chat. Modern Vintage was just asking, does Satch play as loud as Vi? If you've seen Vi, you know what I mean. I don't know.
Did Satch what? What's the question?
Does Satch play as loud as Vi?
Satch is fucking loud. He's very loud.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Basically the same.
The Queen E bill was fantastic. I mean, it's set up for doing ballets and operas and shit. The hard part about that Saturday at the Queen Theater was you can't smoke. Nothing. You kind of flick of the big, and the staff are on you. The seats are like worth $300 or $400. They don't want any burn in the seats or anything. But they have a fancy, expensive football, but it wasn't my favorite. I'd rather beat the Commodore.
I don't think I smoked then, actually, when that happened. So it wasn't an issue. I was right down. We got great tickets and all the rest of it. It was.
They had a cage area. You could go outside and have a smoke at the intermission, but there was definitely no smoking of any kind of weed inside or outside.
No, you saved that for when we did the Delicate Sound of Thunder, and you were in front of me smoking weed, you cocksucker.
Speaking of which, I shall do one for the road, and then we'll probably call it. Oh,
Ben's getting fucked up.
no, my hip is getting sore, actually.
Stand up
You'd
and
think
shake.
with that much stuff, my hip wouldn't be bugging me, but since I've been sitting in the same spot for the better part of 3 hours.
229, Ben. Come on now.
All right, 229. 229 live. Set all this up.
So we have to go to the top of the hour, Ben. We got to wait for Bo to get back.
If that's the case, I got to go light a fire.
I got bangers and mash waiting. So that's all.
Debating on the charcoal or the gas grill. Oh, I got no more fire. I've got the icy
Did you just take a hit, Ben?
Yeah.
You're awesome, man. I love you.
You know, just take the edge off.
That's right.
Modern Vintage says another bar should help that pain. Yeah. I'm going to stand up. Wow. Walk around.
There you go.
Oh, son of a bitch.
See, you don't always have to be in the chair, Ben.
Oh.
It's all good. Bend over.
I might not be able to get back up.
Do your hockey stretches. Come on.
Oh, there you go. Jimmy Ray says top of the hour. I don't know, folks. Let's see. We got 40 people watching. See what the chat has to say. We got 40 people still watching.
Yeah, you can't quit now, Ben.
Did
Doug Strong.
you catch any of the 400 today, Ben?
What's that?
Did you catch any of the 400?
I've recorded it. I haven't watched it.
Okay.
John, did you watch your F1 in Spa?
I did. Fantastic. Max is just on fire.
Right.
Yep.
I got the last 8-10 laps of that.
Nice.
Spa's a cool track. Always like that.
Yeah.
I love that track, man. That's my favorite.
I always liked David Hobbs commentating because by the time the 90s rolled around, and here we are at Spa, which used to be a great track. They messed it up, making it all safe.
Now they changed it, Ben.
Did they?
Yeah, they changed it back.
Oh, nice. You got to have various hobbies, modern vintage. Just like that.
Shazam.
Oh, the Audi thing's going to be cool. Bring someone else to the track. Why not?
Sure. I'd like to see them get into NASCAR. More the merrier.
John would know the most about it.
Kimmy's in there, right?
Kimmy raced last weekend. I think
He crashed out, didn't he?
Yeah, he got taken. No, the funny part about that was, John, you could tell he was an open wheeler because he crashed the car.
Yeah.
That car he could have drove her back. The fender was just bent in a little. The car was fine. And he's all like, oh, I'm done. You know, he's getting out. And I'm like, we done. No. Jesus. You just hit some article barrier. No big deal.
Yeah, I know. He can still hold it, though.
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, Kimmy had made one prior start in NASCAR prior to that, and I was at the race. We did one race at Charlotte in the Xfinity Series, and that we happened to be there.
You know, the thing I can't get, and we might be getting too deep about Formula One, is Ferrari. They have the fastest car. They have the best everything except strategy. They're fucking idiots. Absolute morons.
I would
Yeah,
say
never
they have the
It was
fastest
one of my
car.
favorite movies from the last year.
They're asking Charles Leclerc, what tires do you want? He's like, I don't fucking know. You tell me. You know what the rest of the field's doing. They're like, confirm. He's like, Jesus, just brutal.
Yeah, no, the driver's job is to drive. Now,
Yeah.
there are veteran drivers, especially more veteran drivers, that will basically call the race in many aspects, because they have so much seat time. But then there's other drivers who, there's drivers that know how to work on cars, and there's drivers that don't know how to work on cars,
Sure.
basically.
But
And
with tire dag, right? I mean,
yeah,
you need to know what the rest of the field's doing.
exactly.
It's like, you want to go on hard, softs, or mediums? It's like, how do I know?
Yeah, what's the field doing? Because I know what my car's doing, but
Yeah.
yeah. Whereas back in the day, I remember like Bobby Labonte, if he showed up at a mated oval, if you didn't have a 180-pound shock in the right front, he wouldn't get in the car.
Yeah.
Like that was like, yeah, but times have changed, Bob. You just like, I don't care what you need to happen. It's like, no, that doesn't work. That was 20 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
The funny thing is, Max is like that now. He's so into his groove right now. He's the new Lewis, right? And he's great. He deserves everything he gets.
And he's been around. He's worked for it. Like, I know the name. Like, I don't follow Formula One anymore. Like, I did until
Yeah, fair.
I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. I got out of it, for no particular reason other than the fact, like, I was already watching 4 or 5 other series, so I was like, I don't think there was a Canadian in the series at the time, so I didn't really feel a vested interest in any way. And so, but I still, you keep an eye on things, of course. What do you think of Andretti Autosport going into Formula One?
Absolutely. Yeah, the more the merrier.
Again?
Yeah.
And Hamilton is, God love the guy. Like, he is, you can't deny Hamilton's greatness. You really can't. He's probably the best driver ever, I think. And he's got a shit package. Okay. No. But I mean, in modern, let's go modern.
Oh,
driver.
modern for sure. The
And
last 20 years.
you know, he's got a shit driving package, and he's struggling. He really is. And
I was
you
always
know,
a Schumacher fan.
it's been a big humility train for him this year, and he had a tough time dealing with it. Really, I mean, to me, anyways, he seemed like he always was blaming people, and you know, blaming the team, blaming the car, blaming this, and you know, today, I mean, he blew it bad with Alonso, and he took it, he owned it, and he said, "Yeah, I did it." You know, the car doesn't have the pace, and this and that, which is all true. You know, and it's you got to respect Hamilton, you really do. I mean,
He carries himself with grace.
See you, Charles.
Bye, Charles.
Keith Campbell says, I'd love to see Hamilton race a NASCAR race once. You probably will with Project 91, the way that's coming together. Especially once Hamilton's out of Formula One. Especially.
Well, he's already driven in NASCAR. Didn't him and Jimmy Johnson swap
They did a ride swap, but actual compete in a race. Like there's a part-time team now in NASCAR called Project 91, and they're just designed to bring in non-NASCAR drivers to run in NASCAR races. And Kimi Räikkönen was the first to do it. Others are lined up, and it's like there's big money behind that. Pitbull's involved. I guess he's big in the music industry. I don't know. I love him. I didn't hear of him until he became a NASCAR owner. And then I'm like, oh, I guess he's a big deal in music. Shows what I pay attention to guitars. I don't think he uses a lot of them, is what I'm saying. So he's a nice fella. He's willing to pour a bunch of money into it. So whatever. Yeah, I have no problem with that. It's been a long list of celebrities who've been NASCAR owners. So
Formula One is the second most passionate thing I'm about guitars. I love everything about it.
What's number one?
Guitars. Guitars and playing and music. But
guitars and Cadillacs and hillbilly music.
That too. Yeah, I love that too. I really do. Hey, girl.
yeah, Doug Strong. It's just for the hell of doing it. These guys, there's the modern generation racers. Unfortunately, it really started about 20 years ago, where you really had to start narrowing in, and insurance was a big thing. No outside racing outside of your one ride. So that cut down on what used to happen in the 50s and 60s, where your AJ Foyts and your Mario Andretti's, Dan Gurney's, they'll race anything, anywhere. Like, you hire them to put them in your car. Doesn't matter what the series is, they'll drive it. Dirt, asphalt, road course, doesn't matter.
Kenny Schrader.
Ken Schrader, who's still doing it at 68 years old. He was racing here at Oswego last in the Pinty series, NASCAR Canada series. Him and who the hell else was racing in that race? Stuart Friesen, I believe, and maybe somebody else. No, nobody else. But yeah, I was trying to get Doug out to that to cover it, but he couldn't do it. Pussied out or something. I don't know. So.
You know, one thing I would love to find, I can't find a place to watch GT3 racing.
CBS Sports Network.
Oh, I'll have to show you the way, John.
Because I love that stuff. Watkins Glen and all those tracks.
They're all on tape delay, but I just set a timer on CBS Sports Network to just auto racing, and it just picks up all kinds like that. And it's like, yeah, I would love that too, because half the time it's the same guys running all three series in a weekend, right? Because they run like 10, 14 classes and drive everything from a Volkswagen Rabbit, if you're a Volkswagen driver, up to a Jetta full-blown race version 400 horse. And you're like, cool. All right.
I would love to have a streaming service where I could get, I've got Formula One with F1 TV Pro or whatever the hell. It's great. Fantastic. But I'd love to be able to get the GT3 and rally car. But you can't in Canada. It's tough.
Yeah.
Oh, John. And Ben, I will be talking to you later.
Yeah. Much appreciated, because
Do they still run the Dakar?
They moved it to a different part of the world, but I think they still run it.
Used to watch that every once
Yeah,
in a while.
the
That's pretty
essence
crazy.
of the Paris Dakar, yeah. But they've changed it a few times to avoid wars and
Yeah. I think they were even running it in South America for a while for some reason.
I think so. A part of it, yeah. For some,
Josh is like, VPN is your friend.
I don't know why. But yeah, all of my racing, I haven't sat in front of a cable TV or a dish TV for a decade, easily a decade. I watch all my racing live. I mean, live. Any of my UFCs, anything I want to see live that is broadcast.
so is it all about the VPN then?
No.
So we'll chat later because we don't want to bore it.
That's an off-air
Yeah,
conversation.
it's not gonna. Long story short, it's not gonna help you anyways. Uncle Sam already knows what to do and has for a long time.
Modern Vintage says, are you guys into sim racing as well? I was, 20 years ago, I was into that. When online racing was
Still am.
still early. It was previous to iRacing. We would, was it like a Papyrus NASCAR game? I can't remember, but there was an online where you can online. I used to race people online all the time. It was great too because the cars were fully like anything that, you know, just like any modern sim. They weren't as accurate, but you could still dial in a car, and if you had a passing knowledge of how to set up a stock car, you really had an advantage because unless people were selling setups, I guess, but I don't know if people were really doing that. See you, Ryan.
See ya, Ryan.
But I'd call up a buddy like, hey, jump online. All right, let's do a race. It was awesome. Usually Daytona, Talladega, just to keep it simple.
Yeah, let's turn left.
Well, yeah, lots of room, flat out. You know, because there's always some idiot. You know, there's always some idiot. So I was on a dial-up connection too. I think possibly like we're racing on a dial-up connection. Not a lot of frame rate. Yeah.
I'm huge into sim racing. So I've got the wheel, the pedals, and all that bullshit.
I still have a Logitech, force feedback, wheel and pedals.
No, I'm like way into it, Ben. So I've got the $500 fucking deal, and I still have Spa to go today online.
Mm-hmm.
I qualified. I'm first, so I qualified first. But I still got a race after this, so probably a drunk driver doing Spa.
John doesn't play with all the automatic shit on. He shifts gears and he's got the clutch.
Oh, yeah.
And brakes. And
I still have it. I'm sure you can get it now for the high-end sims, but I remember one of the first steering wheels when I was looking at buying in the 90s, I had the option of one because it actually had a stick shift and a clutch pedal. And I was like, I need that. I need that in my life. But none of the games supported a clutch pedal, so I'm like, what's the point then?
Well, here, hang on a second. Let me show you my wheel.
get all my video driving out of me in GTA online.
Nice.
Right.
And it's very responsive. That thing is fighting you the whole time you're trying to use it.
That looks like a legit wheel.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's $500 wheel, man.
Jesus.
That's carbon fiber.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I was like, yep. Yep.
But yeah, we got where are we here? DRS here, ERS over here, fuel mixture here. It's insane, man.
I think the last racing game I really got, I was into the Gran Turismo stuff. And
Yeah, that's good
I
stuff.
remember doing that. But even then, I wasn't using the steering wheel, but just with the controller, like on PlayStation, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
And tell you, my long-term girlfriend, that's why she hated the song Panama, John, because I used to work morning shift, so I'd always wake up before her on weekends, and I'd play Gran Turismo, right? And it had just barely volume on, and Panama was one of the 6 fucking songs, and she would always wake up to Panama, and she's like, I hate that fucking song.
Yeah.
Any other Van Halen song was fine, but hated Panama.
Foolish
So
of her
I
to
learned-
reveal her
Of course,
weakness.
when I got back into playing, I had to learn Panama.
Here's my. That's my deal for. That's where the steering wheel plugs in, right there.
Oh, yeah.
So this thing is 12 kilos.
Yeah, it looks like the cylinder head off a Honda motorcycle.
Exactly right. So you plug it in like that.
All the cooling fins on it.
Yeah.
Problem is, your pedals need to stay put. You got to put some rubber mat down or get that thing
Those are
mounted. to the
pedals.
board.
Love it.
Yeah. So yeah,
I could
I'm
get
way
back into
into
it.
it.
So I got the desk with the roll-up keyboard tray here. I could get back into her. I'm just saying. Shut up.
You know what though, Ben? There are guys online that totally beat guys like me with a controller. So
Oh yeah.
Try that.
You're doing it for the experience, not for the edge.
I couldn't give 2 shits. I really.
It
I'm
is
sitting
cool.
there going
Putting
around
that
the
thing in
corner, the
corners and
wheels
you
doing
feel
this
it.
in my hands and that,
Yeah.
this here, and a boom, 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 boom. I love
I-
it. I love it.
I swear, like, it was funny, John. It was my birthday one year down in Charlotte, okay?
Yeah.
It's the night after the All-Star race. So everybody that isn't staying through the week has to clear out by like 10 a.m.
Right.
So all of a sudden, we're in the south infield that normally holds, 5,000 people, let's say, for the All-Star race. And all of a sudden, there's like 6 of us and a dog, and the corporate guys get out. Well, they fire up the Richard Petty drive experience. So these guys, are out there, start turning laps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, it's my birthday, John. And I got the old credit card in my wallet for emergencies.
course.
So so I did the smart thing is I went over to the cooler and cracked a pint. And it's barely noon. And it just sucked that back, crack another one. Doug comes out, he's like, what are you doing? I know it's your birthday, but your time went on kind of early. I'm like, see those cars? Yeah. I can spend a lot of money real fast because they charge by the lap. And he's like, well, you could do a ride along. I'm like, well, that's like going to a stripper's. Like, what's the point? Like, that's just a tease. I don't want to ride. I want to drive. And those they're like $100 a lap.
Yeah.
Hey, Seth.
Yeah, when it comes to
Need
that
to
stuff,
check
I'm
out
not
the-
into a movie. I'm into a full contact sport.
Well, and the biggest fact that kept me out of it is because I turned a lot of sim laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And turning
Right.
forward's a little tricky. The wall kind of, like, you think you can get in the gas early enough, but you shouldn't. And I've kissed that wall coming out of 4 so many times in so many sim races. I'm like, no, because it's going to get very expensive. Because I'll be like, oh, fuck, I got this. I got this. Hammer down. And next thing you know, Ben's in the wall. And that's the credit card. Yeah. So I thought, nope.
Smooth is fast.
Yeah.
That I've learned in my years of racing. Unfortunately, not real cars.
For now,
Yes.
Keith, probably tear the track down.
Fast.
Say it. Say it, Ken. Come on.
It's the way to go. Like I just came back in time to see you holding up the Vanatech wheel. How were you digging that?
It's flawless. Fantastic.
Right on. Well, I'm on the PS4.
Yeah.
Like I do Gran Turismo 7. I do Project Cars 3.
Yeah. No, I don't do
Like
3.
that.
3 sucks. I do 2.
Yeah, I've done 2. Been through that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Haven't done it online with anyone.
Yeah.
On 3, I do Rivals mode. So at least I
Okay.
get the kind of simul race with it's simul online racing kind of. Ghost
Kind of
Wars.
arcadey though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like my
But
main
hey,
jam is F122, so it's
Yeah.
full on everything.
I haven't tried an F1 game for a couple of years. I downloaded the F16 demo there, I don't know, about a month and a half or so. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder about, 22, maybe 21.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay 80, 90 bucks for just to amuse myself. When
I'm
I
so
PS4.
fucking nuts. I pre-ordered it and I
Oh, yeah.
paid $147 for F122 with all the everything. Give it to me. Yeah,
Really? You
I don't
sick
go.
bastard.
I don't go nuts. Like I hold my. Like I don't have 100 pedals, right? I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's still cheaper than a pedal.
No, you
right,
only got
I have
11.
12 though. I don't buy lots of shit, but when I do buy it, it's usually fucking expensive, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That's the same
I'm bang for the buck. I'm
Yeah,
definitely a bang
absolutely,
for the
right.
buck, dude.
Yeah. And
Like, I have no problem in spending money.
Yeah.
If I know it's going to do X,
yeah, exactly. What do you do?
Hey,
Martin?
lad.
What do you do for fun,
Yes.
Martin?
Yeah, Josh, it's 5 a.m. almost. What I'm doing, I'm
For
having
fun,
kids.
not guitars, not practice.
I'm having kids. I don't have time for fun.
What are your kids? How old are your kids?
memories. Yes.
7 and 9.
Enjoy
So
them, man.
No, Martin,
Enjoy them.
you can't do that. I have 2 kids, 9 and 12. So what else?
So yeah, I'm now starting to be the coach of or the assistant coach of my
Soccer.
juniors soccer team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
So I've been playing a lot in my youth. So I've started with guitar really late.
Okay.
I've started with 12 with classic guitar for 1 year, and the way it is here with music school is that you're forced to do straight this, straight that, just that finger picking classical style, and that's not what I've been interested into when being 12, obviously. And so I've quit that and focused a lot on playing soccer myself, and played that one until my son was born. And I've been, I think, pretty good at it, and always with a strategic mind to the game. And yeah, then I've quit playing because I wanted to have more time with my son. And when my daughter was born, my son discovered the guitar on a friend of my wife's home. So, and I thought, well, I've always wanted to play electric guitar and not that classical stuff. And started to play 7 years ago now.
So you're good ways along.
How come good ways along?
7 years of playing is good ways along.
Yeah, more or less.
What's your style? What's your
Blues rock.
blues?
Yeah.
So yeah, 7 years you got pretty much have it down by now. Blues.
Yeah. I've learned a lot of. I've started a lot with theory, actually, and with ear training and improvisation.
So what theory are you working on?
Oh, right now I'm working on the way how I could connect the different pentatonics on the different chord changes.
So caged, right?
Caged, pretty much, yeah.
Cage is great.
So
I never discovered that until recently. Rick Beato turned me on to that.
I've been doing it since day one and didn't know it, John, because all punk rock and roll is already in the cage system. Power chords in the cage system, right?
I've found huge dividends from that because I did so many years of learning all the scales and doing this and that and all the rest of it. So when I start twist my mind around to looking at triads and how they form off roots and all the rest of it, it's like I already know where my fingers are supposed to go. But it opens up things, right? So what I found is it opens up like the Eric Johnson kind of vocal type things, right? Where you can actually connect scales all the way up the neck. Shout out to Dabs on the panel and chat for doing the hardest gig job ever. Absolutely. Yeah.
Laz wants to thank Martin as well.
Laz, good to see you, brother.
Awesome.
It was great having you here. Anytime again. So yeah. And yeah. So
hey, I'm the same way, Josh. I've been playing since '89, and I did a bit of theory in high school, classical guitar, but I learned just enough to pass because I didn't really care because it was an easy credit. But now I'm talking to friends that know the theory side of things. I'm like, I'm doing this. Is this? And they're like, yeah, it's a flat sixth. I'm like, I thought so. Okay. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, I pay attention to these numbers. It's like, oh, I do that, and then I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing, I don't know.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is exploring chords and how I could change things up like this. I have really learned very few songs, actually. And so now also with being in the company band, as the solo guitar player, it's really learning how can I mix the rhythm part with the lead part, and
100%, yeah.
Especially when I'm going to the lead part, I've been used to playing to backing tracks or with another guitar player where I just take my breaks, do one or two smaller licks, and let the rhythm section do quite a lot of all of this. But when you're the solo guitar player, you have to do it somehow. And that's something I'm struggling currently with, and that's what I'm really practicing.
And Martin, I think that's a very common thing. I was super lucky because I was a total Eddie Van Halen head. So I really, most of my cover gigs and all that stuff that I did for years and years, I was always the single guitar player. So I learned how to do that, right? So, during a solo break, you're playing a melody line, right? I would throw in a couple of chords behind it, between transitions and stuff. And it was actually harder for me to learn how to play with another guitar player than play by myself.
Right. So basically, it would be hard. Yeah, because you're like, oh, I got to give him some room, basically.
Yeah. Like, shut up.
Yeah. And modern vintage,
you have to learn their style.
What did he say, Mark? Modern vintage?
Check out True Fire.
Yeah. True Fire. They seem like they're pretty good.
I have the
stuff up there.
I have the full 1 year package on True Fire, and I'm going through Jeff McAlane's courses.
And you know what the funny thing is, Martin, as a father, is, I look at that stuff and it's like, yeah, that's great, but I have so much stuff already that I don't need any of that. I just need the time to be able to sit down and play and practice and do it, right? So the times I get to play and give her, I'm just having fun.
I tend to lately. I keep my phone, handy when I'm playing. So if I do have a question, fun fact, Mr. Petros has a lesson academy. So just text him. I'm like, what's this? Send him an audio clip or something like that, and he's just like, It's this. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, yeah, check the mail. Yeah, stuff like that. But we have hit the
Can I see
3-hour
this?
mark.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is just me. Like, pick one. Just ideas, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's always there. Always there.
Well, we did it, John. We hit the top of the hour. I'm still alive. I hear the old man getting up and restless, so we should probably end it so he can get back online and stuff, which is awesome. But definitely a fun hang. Trev, you were the title guest. You barely said a word in 3 hours. It's great,
We've talked. I've made a few.
Sorry if
stands
I
on the
blab
podium,
too
I
much.
think.
I tend to do that when I drink.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's okay.
Have some connects, have some J's,
We'll do, Terry. We'll do.
My response to Martin's with that, with Martin's point there, with the rhythm and the lead blending, my mind went to chicken picking, because like when you're doing that, you're always playing this underlying bass tone and moving your other fingers around and flicking and plucking and stuff, and that's got to build the left hand, right hand piano separate thing kind of philosophy with the guitar, no?
For sure. Well, you have to learn each other's style.
Yeah.
And then you find, when you kind of find out where each other's coming from, you create your own space.
It's
to
pedaling a
create
tone
your
like
own
that
stuff.
for long periods of time that I have a problem with. Even the simplest Malcolm riffs. It's just not been bred into me. What am I, 20 months in, I guess? So I haven't counted the hours, but I've put in some pretty good hours. I mean, I'll pick this thing up every day because I keep it sitting right here.
That's key.
That's
Even
what
if
you gotta
it's
do.
going to be 5 minutes, and 5 minutes turns into 20 at least, and then plug in, don't plug in, play around, turn some knobs. That's what my musical quest
look
is.
who made it back for the end of the show. We were just wrapping things up, Bo.
Hey guys.
Right on.
Really?
Yeah, boy,
back.
good to see you, man.
Yeah,
we can
we're
end now.
just-
Now that he's here, Ben, I'm happy. I was waiting for Bo.
Oh, there you go.
He's like, we got to
That's
keep
the
going. We got to keep going until Bo gets back. So perfect.
Yeah.
Bo got back.
knows?
It's now what 5:03 a.m. Martin, what a trooper! Because drinking fine whiskey,
Sure
hanging
did.
out with friends, talking gear. I get it. So it was awesome
not
having Martin on.
I'm drinking right out of the bottle.
Well, cheers.
It's not
guys.
hard staying all this time
Look at it,
with
was
such a
little
great
bit
hang.
It was a great hang, definitely. John, thanks for jumping on, my friend. This
Thanks
is
for having
awesome.
me, guys. I
Hang
love
out
this
with
stuff, man.
Ken,
Yeah, cool,
always
man.
a pleasure.
Absolutely. You got the BC trio.
Yes,
We're a majority rule
Oh, yeah.
here, right? Whatever we want, I guess.
it's still daylight there.
BC chapter of the Connect with
Attention
Guitar.
to all planets.
Great. Yes, and thanks everybody too, and of course thanks Bo for jumping back on double duty tonight. Like it, family obligations and hanging, doing it all.
It took a little longer, and you have to stop at the store.
Well,
Did you
I get
some
it.
meat? Did you have some dinner or some snacks?
Family, man. Never forget family.
That's right. That's right.
That's
So.
right.
Thank you, everybody that tuned in tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. Thanks. Special shout out to the Mod Squad for moderating, and, providing links. You all behaved, so it's fine. Special shout out to everybody and anybody that super chat tonight. Really appreciated it.
What's that?
And then I will be back tomorrow night. We'll see. Maybe Terry, maybe Trev, maybe both, maybe Tom. I don't know. We'll see. Check out L&M Guitar Corner. That's right. Great channel. It's like
Nice.
me, but with an Austrian accent.
I've been
And
stopping.
a lot of self-flogging. Martin, you
And
need
a
to love
lot-
guitar and play
lot
it
better
what it
theory
is.
chat.
I love you, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A lot more theory chat because they know more stuff and wiring. Martin knows where all the wires go. I don't. I just
He's
hunt.
the master wiresmith. I'd sit and watch Martin solder stuff.
Hey, Martin, do you do live chats or no?
Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
me
we-
to send a link to John, Martin? to the Skype?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I would love
There's
to.
a Skype
help
group
you,
where we
Mark.
hang out and talk about guitar
Yeah.
stuff and practice songs and show off stuff and things. I'll send it to
Sure.
you, John.
So on that
Yeah.
note,
Stopped at Martin's.
The latest video is the explanation on all different kind of things you can do with push pulls on a guitar.
Delicious.
All explained.
there we are.
So yeah,
It's been Trev, Martin, Bo, John, Ken. I've been Ben. You've been you. That's how it works. And I'll be back again tomorrow night. And, I could ramble on and say, hold those doors open. Let Doug's wife in ahead of you in traffic because she's real. Be good to each other. Happy tone chasing. Doug Strong may or may not have bought a custom shop Strat tonight. He didn't deny it in the chat.
That a boy.
Not deny it. But he did admit to buying a Wazcraft pedal. John, you called it. He didn't even make it to Labor Day, and the guy bought new gear. So there we are.
Dale's at the end there.
Probably Dale at the end, because
Yeah.
Dale at the end.
Oh, there he is. Yep, Dale at the end. Perfect. And, of course, don't let
Right
her.
on.
Where's the outro?
Don't
There's
forget
the
to smell the flowers every freaking day.
Cool.
Bye, everybody.